Competition time again, and here is a chance to win a brand new PS5. All you got to do is subscribe to On Track GP on YouTube.
Also follow us on Instagram at OnTrackGP. Make sure you like the competition post, it's pinned on Instagram as well.
You can win yourself this right now. What are you waiting for?
Can I enter? Or can I have a go?
No.
Hello everybody, my name is Laurie. We are DR Boxing. We are live in the house. Another big night of fighting tonight. Not so much traditional boxing tonight. We are talking about Misfits boxing, and we're here to discuss everything Misfits boxing. But before we do all that, got to introduce my panel. Starting to my immediate right, my boy in the house.
Hey, nice
KSI
to be here, man. KSI Simp,
James.
Salt, Papi Simp, Anthony Taylor Simp.
He's in a
whatever
good
you wanna
mood
call
today
me.
because Leeds got a point.
Well, I wouldn't go that
You
far.
made up?
I would have preferred 3 points, but I'm happy. I'm here with my boys, man. I'm here with my brothers, ready to watch some boxing. How could I not be happy, man?
Absolutely, yeah.
Asterisks on the boxing though.
To my far left, my boy Shane in the house, the ever controversial Shane. What you saying,
Always
man?
controversial. I'm going to be controversial today as well, but let's keep it moving.
And my boy Nick, the voice of reason.
What's going on? What's going on?
The man who brings it all together, always the voice of reason to keep us all in check.
Sometimes.
So we just watched, just before you guys come on air, we just watched a 3-round fight between two very beautiful women, if I'm allowed to say. Am I allowed to say
Absolutely,
that?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to get cancelled for saying that. Paige Crakey in the black and Tennessee Thrush in the white.
Thrush.
3
Fresh.
rounds now. Is it Thrush or Fresh?
Fresh. It's TH. It's TH. So it's Tennessee Fresh.
Wasn't looking very fresh in that fight, though, that's for sure.
A Freudian slip. For those of you who know what that means, it's a Freudian slip. I'm not familiar
Shout out
with these
Sir
guys.
Sigmund.
But Nick and James are very well versed in the world of Misfits boxing. So. But yeah, so we watched the fight, pretty lively fight. Both girls, to be fair to them, what they lacked in technique, they put it on the line in
Made
terms
up
of
for it in
effort and heart.
Yeah.
So you can't fault them for that. And Paige Crakey come out on top. She got the decision. I must say, when the decision was announced, she looked a bit shocked.
That's what I was going to say. I thought it could have gone either way.
I thought they were going to give it a draw. I thought they were going to be diplomatic.
Unanimous decision as well, not even split.
I don't even know how you score these fights.
She was the aggressor, though. She was the aggressor for the most part.
Still punches being connected.
Shane hates this, honestly.
I don't hate it. I'm
I
arguing.
wish I for you people at home, I wish I had the cameras rolling. The second this fight, look, Shane's a boxing purist, he'll say himself. The look of disgust I saw on his face when they
It was like a
started
cocktail
throwing
of
hands
disgust
there.
and confusion. He just looked confused.
He just turns around, he's like, what the fuck is this, bro?
Can I ask everyone who's in the comment section, please tell me how you score fights like this? I
Well,
genuinely
they already
wanna
did.
know.
Yeah.
Paige
How? Like,
Crakey
what,
won
do you base it on?
I'll tell you what I was doing. Clean punching, of which there wasn't that much, I'll be honest. But where I would side with Paige in terms of this fight anyway, is that she seemed to be the aggressor. She seemed to, so that equates to ring generalship. So she was pushing the Tennessee Thresh.
There you go.
Thresh. She seemed to be
Through the
pushing her back
threshold.
for the majority of the
Yeah,
fight.
Facts.
So in a fight where not a lot of clean blows is being landed, you pretty much have to give it to the person that's making the fight.
Fair enough.
So that was my rationale
Fair
for
enough.
giving her the fight.
That's fair.
Yeah. So so I probably just about agreed with the decision. Although if they'd have give it a draw, I wouldn't have had too many problems with that either. James, what did you think?
I thought the same as you. I thought that one. I mean, it wasn't the easiest to call. Like you said, it was quite a scrappy affair. It wasn't a very clean fight. I did think she just about edged it. Unanimous decision. I think maybe a bit harsh. I'd expect maybe a split decision, potentially a draw in that game. In that fight, sorry. But it wasn't the most beautiful fights. This fight coming up though, Slim, Salt Papi, versus Anthony Taylor. Slim was just
I'm
doing the
actually
commentary.
excited about this
That
fight, you know.
is going to be a beautiful. I think that's going to be the most. That's going to be the most technical fight on the card because you've got a professional MMA fighter who, whatever you say about him, is slick with his
Salt
hands.
Papi will be, but
And-
Anthony was.
No, Anthony Taylor's slick.
He's
he
rubbish,
is slick.
bro.
He's got good technique. He's just.
Nah, stop it.
You know
Against
why
Salt
I'm
Papi, it will be the most technical fight on the card. I
Salt
think.
Papi will, yeah. But
do you know-
Anthony Taylor is garbage.
No,
why I'm
he's not.
excited?
He's all right, man. It's only Tommy Fury and Idris Virgo that have taken.
Okay,
that
so
beat
he's
him.
tough. I'll give him
Yeah.
that. He's tough, and he comes from a mixed martial arts background. But I've seen him box, bro. He is garbage.
He isn't. Look, he's not the most technical boxers, and
He's
there is
food for
there is
Salt Papi.
rumored sparring incidents where apparently Logan Paul came off a 30-day bender and knocked him out in 2 rounds,
That doesn't
allegedly.
surprise me.
But
Mind you, look at the size differential between
Yeah.
the two.
What I was gonna say though is with that fight specifically, what I actually find interesting is Salt Papi's had like gas tank problems. So
Well, have you seen him? Of course
how
he
many
has,
how many rounds is this fight? How many rounds?
6
is the,
apparently.
6. So maybe in the back end of the fight it might get interesting.
No, actually, is it 6 or 3?
I don't know.
Because
I
I
don't
know
think
the
it'll
main
be- I
event
don't
is
think
only
it'll be
6
3.
rounds,
yeah,
which I found quite strange.
If it's only 3, then Salt Papi's got it.
it won't be 3. I think it'll be either 4 or 6.
People in
If
chat
I
saying
recall
3.
correctly.
I heard it was 3 rounds.
What else are people
3
in the
rounds
chat
is
saying?
short, man. For
So that means Anthony Taylor might go the distance then. But he's
Yeah,
got no
potentially.
chance against Salt Papi. The
People asking
skill,
what time the KSI fight is.
the skill differential.
Oh, the
is
skill
night
different.
and
Oh, yeah,
day.
no, Salt Papi. But that's what I mean. This is the litmus test for Salt Papi to see if he's on the level of the Jake Pauls, the KSIs, potentially.
No,
even
but I
the
don't
Logan
think this
Pauls,
fight
even though
tells
it's not
us
really
that,
won a
bro.
fight. No, it is because if he knocks
No,
him,
it
I'll
doesn't,
put it out
bro.
there. Anthony Taylor is yet to be knocked out in this. So
Yeah,
if
but
he knocks
he's-
him out, that's a
he's-
big thing.
he's woeful.
No, I know, but I'm saying if he knocks Anthony Taylor out, who's gone
No,
the
it
distance
doesn't
with
mean-
both professional boxers in Tommy Fury and Idris Virgo, if Salt Papi
That's
manages
impressive.
to do what they can't
That's
do,
impressive.
then that is an impressive feat.
That's impressive.
Okay, if you say so. But
No, if he dances around him, maybe you say, okay, it doesn't show all
the
that
point
much.
I'm
If he knocks
making
him
is
out, though, it
you
does.
cannot begin to compare any Anthony. What's his name?
Anthony Taylor. Anthony
I've seen
Pretty
I've
Boy
seen
Taylor.
a couple of his fights. He's rubbish.
No.
I'm not even.
But he's the
tough.
test between the levels.
Listen, I could go to my local gym and there's some proper hard guys in there. But
doesn't
they're no
matter,
good
though.
at boxing.
It doesn't matter though. When you're coming to watch this Misfits boxing, you have to take. it
Yeah,
for
I
what it
know.
is.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm just saying. You keep saying, "Oh, but if he knocks him out, yeah,
He's
okay."
saying in the world of Misfits boxing, you've got your Jake Paul and KSI, and then maybe he's saying
And
Anthony
the
Taylor
Anisong Gibbs.
is
I'll
the-
put Anisong Gibbs on that
and
level.
No,
Anthony
but what
Taylor
you're
is the
saying
level
is
below.
that this is a good measuring stick for Salt Papi. To me, it's not because.
I said if he knocks him out, then that will prove that
Okay.
he is of that
Right.
level
If
of
you
the
wanna run with that
KSIs and the
narrative,
Jake
fine.
Pauls.
But-
I actually agree with that. If 2 professional fighters fail to knock him out and Salt Papi knocks him out,
Who are the professional
Idris
fighters that did
Virgo
knock
and
him out?
Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury went the distance with him, as did Idris Virgo.
Yeah,
If he-
but do you rate Tommy Fury?
he's still a professional.
You rate Idris
No, I don't.
Okay,
I
Tommy
don't.
Fury
you,
beat-
you, rate,
alright.
you rate them as boxers in the world of Misfits, not in the world.
Okay,
of
my
professional
point was it
Do you
puts-
rate Joe Fournier then?
I
And
rate
he's
Tommy.
got
I rate,
9
I rate Tommy
knockouts.
Fury above Joe Fournier.
Well, that's the point I'm making. Just because a man's got no. Listen, I'm not being funny, right? I could train you for a year, right? Honestly speaking, and I could find 6, 7 men for you to knock out or stop. Doesn't mean to say you're like really good, does it?
yeah, but I mean,
It
in
just
this,
means
but
I
again,
found man
but
that
again,
you're
it's,
gonna
it's
beat
comparing them to other people
in
around
Joe-
them.
Joe
Yeah.
Fournier, there's no coincidence that all of his fights, bar one, have all been in Dominican Republic.
But we're talking about how good they are in the stable
Misfits.
of Misfits boxing, not in the stable
Of boxing.
Of boxing in general.
I didn't say Anthony Taylor was going to go and knock out Ryan Garcia. You know, he's
Probably
not of
could.
that creme de la creme level. But I'll put it this way: if he knocks out a man that went the distance with Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul, then
Yeah, I see what
then
you're
it
saying. I
puts
see
him
what you're
potentially on the
Can-
level
can-
of a
But
Jake
I'd say
Paul
the
and KSI.
only thing about Anthony Taylor that gives him any credence is he's got a very similar facial resemblance to Andre Ward. That's about it. Now, Shane, you go ahead.
I want to ask everyone on the panel, as well as people in the comment section, what is the ambition of a Misfits fighter? Because you're improving, you're trying to improve, you're trying to go through the levels. Do you think any of them have ambitions to go actually, let me go proper pro and go against real pros, or do you think they're just doing it for the money?
No.
I think the good thing about Misfits boxing is most of the people, all of the people that come into this already have social media presences, which means they already have some revenue streams elsewhere. So they can go fight by fight and see, they don't have to make that decision.
Okay.
With a professional boxer, they have to really firmly commit to that. And with regards to this, they don't necessarily have to
Look who
firmly
it
commit
is.
to it because they can just go fight by fight
Fair
and see
enough.
how it goes. Do you know what I mean?
John Fury.
People in the comments
John
asking
Fury,
who's
yeah.
fighting right now. We just finished the Pagey Cakey Tennessee Fresh fight. We're just waiting for the next fight to come up. So no one's fighting right now. But we do see Tommy Fury and John Fury.
I want to
Ali.
hear what John Fury's saying, mate. He is probably the most entertaining
He's
man.
lost
in
his
boxing.
8-pack, man.
can't
I
lie
can see
to
a
you.
bit of a belly
Do you
stick.
think he's
Oh,
the most
he is.
entertaining man in boxing?
John Fury is
That's an
possibly the
extremely English
Bro,
bias.
I can't lie, yeah.
No,
You
if you're
said-
talking on the mic, he is.
You-
The
I
guy's
can't-
gold.
I can't lie, you said 2 very, very controversial things about the Furies.
Just 2.
Remember when he said said that Tyson Fury is the greatest heavyweight
I
of all
didn't.
time.
I said he'll be in the top 3. He'll be in the conversation.
But moving on
If he
past
beats
that,
Usyk and he beats Anthony
it's
Joshua.
fine. But you also said John Fury is the most entertaining man in boxing. He's probably
not
one of
one
the
of.
most unintelligent. I don't find unintelligence entertaining.
He's an
A
entertaining
large-
guy. He's very
I
funny.
don't find
A large-
unintelligence
He's funny,
entertaining.
mate. The
I'm not
numbers-
saying
but
he's
what do you mean? How
unintelligent.
can you say he's
I
not
don't-
entertaining?
I'm not saying he's unintelligent because I don't know I've never met the man, but there are a large contingent of people in today's society that do find people who are unintelligent very entertaining.
No, but I wouldn't say he's unintelligent. He's a wise guy. He knows
think
what
he's
he's doing, and he's just charismatic, and he's very energetic.
He makes
comes
some-
out with funny statements. He is one of the most entertaining men in boxing. I mean, numbers back it up. Whenever he has an interview, is gold, man. He's arguably even more entertaining than Tyson Fury. at
I
times.
think that's more of an indictment against the modern society and their lack of.
All right, just call it.
intelligence.
You think I'm stupid? Just say
Not
it how
you,
it is, right?
But if you find him entertaining, then is what it is, isn't it?
Right, so let's ask the question. I mean, we spoke about it on the DR Boxing Weekly show. Check out that show, actually. Very good show where we spoke about the popularity of Misfits boxing. And some people were saying that it's now become the face of boxing. And we were trying to get our head round. I mean, look, there's no doubt that Misfits boxing is popular. And I must admit, I'm going to own up. When this phenomenon first came around, I was a bit snobbish towards it. Yeah. I must admit, I was dismissive. I was like, no, they're not real boxers. Rare. You know, the usual type of thing that boxing purists tend to talk about, Misfits boxing. But I must admit, I have found some of the fighters and some of the fights entertaining. I can see why people gravitate to this thing. We spoke about the importance of social media in a way to promote yourselves, and you know, we just seen 2 girls in there, Paige Crakey and Tennessee Thresh, and people were talking about how much they were looking forward to seeing him fight. I also watched the build-up to the KSI fight, KSI Fournier fight. Their face-off, 1 million views, and I was looking back today on some big fights that's happened in recent months. So, for example, the Liam Smith-Eubank Jr. fight, I think that topped off at about 600,000 views.
Yeah.
The KSI Fournier,
It's
well
a big
over
thing.
1 million.
I mean, like I said, with
Explain
that one,
why Misfits is so popular.
Okay, well, I'll explain it. And I'm slightly younger than you guys, so I'll
Slightly.
contextify it. I'm probably more of the audience. Someone like me, I followed KSI in his fight since his first fight in the copper box against Joe Weller for a reason. This guy, when I was 9 years old, 10 years old, I was watching this guy in my
Just
bedroom.
3 years ago then.
Like over 10 years ago, I'm watching this guy playing FIFA in his bedroom in his underpants screaming, and I've watched him for like 10, 11 years. So I've almost grown up watching him grow up from this kid playing FIFA in his room to being a rapper, to being a boxer, to selling out stadiums like this. For me, I'm fully invested in the journey. I'm invested in the man behind him. You develop a parasocial relationship with these people that you watch basically every day. You get an insight into their life. You feel like you kind of know them. So all these audience members that love these YouTubers or these fighters, whatever, they're so invested in watching them fight more than they are a regular boxer who you can be a fan of from afar, but you don't really feel that
Do you
invested.
think this will last though? Like,
I don't think. Look,
some people are saying
I think it
it's
will
a
last
flash
for
in
a
the
bit.
pan, a couple of years, and then it will die out.
It is what it is. It's its own league of people. There's the entertainment aspect of it that, like I said, with the parasocial relationships, it's growing. They're building the audience. You got companies like Happy Punch, run by Keemstar, who are building, trying to build a big platform for it. You got Misfits. You got Kingpin Boxing. You got quite a few people trying to make money out of it. Unfortunately, I think the hype at the top level. You were talking about where do they aim to go? Do they aim to be professionals? They aim to fight the top people. The people within this influencer scene, their whole aim is to build themselves up to a point where they can potentially get a Jake Paul fight or a KSI fight, maybe a Logan Paul fight. Those are the top fights that they really want to get to. I think once KSI fights Jake Paul, once that eventually does happen and Jake Paul stops ducking him, then I think you will see the hype for it start to die down a little bit.
The reason why
Let's
I
go
asked that
to the
question,
youngest person on our panel. Shane.
I'm older.
I'm the
he's
youngest
younger than me,
person.
bro. I know I look
Oh,
younger.
yeah.
I know I look younger. I look younger because I'm cleaner, innit? But it's cool.
No, I'm not throwing shade. I just thought Shane was. Sorry, it's
No,
not
but-
because of the way he acts either. I just
It's because of the way I look.
So
still.
Shane, so you're more in touch with this than myself and
Definitely
well, I
not.
wouldn't say Nick. Certainly more so than me.
Definitely not, bro.
So tell the people why this phenomenon's taken off.
It's taken off because you just spoke about YouTube views specifically. So you said that there's 1 million views on the face-off. If you got
Over
a
now,
million
yeah.
views on the face off on YouTube, the reason why, and I think you spoke about it on the DR show, which was
It was actually, I said it.
you said it. I know one of you said it, but the truth is, most of these guys have 1 million or plus million subscribers on YouTube anyway, so it's easy for them to just refer them to that
And
face
it's
off.
the age demographic.
Exactly.
They all
Same
use
thing.
that platform.
So it's very easy. But my question is, I don't see that transitioning into purses or money. So really and truly, it's just attention, but really it doesn't equate to actual finance for the fighters.
No, but we're not.
Unfortunately, I
Yeah,
disagree
I
with
hear that, and you did mention that off air. You did make that point quite fervently.
Yeah.
However, we're talking about mass popularity now, and it would appear that
Only on YouTube.
next
Not
week
only on
we will be covering, right, and watch out for that next week, a massive fight in boxing. One great fighter, one on his way to becoming great. Devin Haney, undisputed lightweight champion, on his way up, on his way to greatness, we think, versus Lomachenko, an established great, possibly the greatest amateur boxer of all time. Statistically he is anyway.
Yeah.
Those two are fighting next week, and I'll tell you now, they're not going to get anywhere near the amount of views that Misfits.
I don't know,
because
because that's a massive fight though. So
No, seriously, he won't
on
get
the
that.
internet,
He
it
will
won't
not
no.
get that.
The reason why you're doing it, you're just judging it based on YouTube views. What other views are you basing it on? Based
No, but
on
that-
any other views, I guarantee you they'll
No,
get
but
more.
YouTube is the currency that a lot of people go on.
No,
these
you
days.
can't. It's not though. It's only for
It's a
that
big currency.
demographic. Only for that demographic. It's not for. I guarantee you, if you look at the ages that watch this and the ages that will watch Lomachenko and Devin Haney, you're going to get a much more broader demographic than you will watching this. This is going to be like
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, that's true.
So my point is, you're only judging it based on YouTube views. What else are you
True, but I still don't think it raises as much overall revenue as this fight does, and I don't think it
Because
gets
this is
as
a-
much
this is-
overall viewership.
This is because it's a pay-per-view, so that's
This will
slightly
get more
different.
viewership.
No, but
than that.
their fight is pay-per-view.
It's
as
pay per view.
well.
Then I personally feel like Devin Haney and Lomachenko will do more pay per view
No,
buys
no.
and generate more money than this.
It won't
He might
also-
generate more money, but he won't do more pay-per-view buys than this.
I don't think it will generate more money. The only
It will
reason
generate more
why also pay-per-view buys are slightly less on influencer boxing is because it's a young audience, so people are watching the fight, but a lot of them, because they're young and they're savvy, they don't want to actually
can I-
spend the money,
can-
so they're using other loopholes to watch
Can
the
I
fight.
ask
Be quick, because I want to bring in the voice of reason.
It's fine, but can I ask you this then? If it's going to generate more money, you've just said that it's going to generate more money. That's what you've just said.
No, I didn't.
You're
No, I
saying
didn't.
this is going to generate
No,
more
I didn't.
He
I
said
said that
that
this
he
is get more views.
I said it will
Okay,
generate
so
more money.
if it's getting more views, why isn't it generating more money?
I
That's my
think it will
question.
Because the
generate more.
prices are different. If I sell you 20 oranges and I charge you £1 an orange, right? That's what, £20?
Yeah.
If I sell 30 oranges to Nick and I charge 50p for them, I'll sell more oranges to Nick, but I'll still gain. It's less
So
revenue than the
Then
20
they got a
costing
very
a pound.
crap
I hope that
business
makes
model
sense.
then. They've got a very crap business
No, but that
model
is
then.
part of the business model, to stack up high and sell them cheap. Anyway, let's bring in the voice of reason. Nick's been patiently waiting, like 50 Cent.
We're just
Tell the
seeing.
people what
We're
you're saying.
just starting to see the ring walks for. Oh my days! We're just starting to see the ring walks for Anthony Taylor and Salt Papi, and it said on the tail of the tape that it's 5'9" to 5'1".
Concentrate.
They're
can't
putting
be-
a show on here. I'll put it that way. Is that Anthony?
Yeah, is that right? 5'9" to 5'1".
5'1", yeah, that's
Is
a
that-
mad reach disparity.
That's a crazy disparity, right?
So I mean, it's surprising that
I mean,
he
this
hasn't been
guy
knocked
here,
out
right?
at 5'1".
Before I
Go on.
bring in Nick, this
Go on.
guy Anthony Taylor, he's an absolute clown. Look at
Nah, but he's entertaining, man. I love it. You gotta
Yeah,
love it.
When you
Look,
say
he's
when you say
dancing around, he's
you're
making
saying
a
he's
show
clown,
about it.
but
He's got
it
Pengals
doesn't
here.
look too dissimilar to Anthony Yard when he was in Russia for me. But anyway,
Oh, come on.
I'm
This guy's
joking. I'm
going to
joking.
get tired before he gets to the ring.
His costume's going to be too heavy like
Yeah,
Wilder.
he's gonna do it at the Deontay.
But what Shane was saying about stacking up the fighters, you have to remember that when we're stacking up fighters and potentially paying them not huge amounts, they are all bringing their viewership with them. You mentioned that for the fighters, it's not going to generate a huge amount of revenue, but it will. They make their revenue from social media. So if they come on a card like this and the face-off gets 1 million views and they get a lot of popularity, what would have been 150,000 followers might go up to 200,000 followers, etc.
no, that's true.
And that will, but do you know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
even if they don't make huge money from just this fight, they will make revenue long term. And I was having a conversation earlier with a couple of friends of mine, and they were saying that one of the things that you have here, I think Salt Papi's from the Philippines, but apart from that, everybody else is pretty much British or American. They're all English speaking first language. When you look at boxing as a global sport, that isn't necessarily the case. We spoke about Andy Cruz signing with Eddie Hearn and different things like that. If you are a boxing casual that just picks up a world title fight here and there and whatever else the case may be, how do you connect with Andy Cruz? We've seen lots of guys come from Eastern Europe, some of the most technical boxers ever, but they struggle to,
English.
you know, Usyk really captured the audience when he said, I'm very feel. And that went viral.
That was very smart from him.
And he was able to capitalize on that. Not
Here comes
everybody.
Salt Papi, people.
Here comes Salt Papi, the pound for pound
sharp
goat of Misfits
in that.
boxing.
Can I ask you,
Looking
the
sharp
reason
in
why I
that
actually
leopard skin.
asked that question, though, about what's the ambitions of fighters in this Misfits, is because the guys at the top level, they actually do have ambitions to fight pros.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if you're at that bottom level, do you also have
the
that
guys
same
at the
ambition?
top levels don't have ambitions to
Deji
fight pros.
fought a pro, Logan Paul fought a pro, he fought Floyd.
No, they were exhibition bouts. That doesn't count. Logan Paul fought him and he was 30 pounds more than him. Logan Paul has said himself he does not have aspirations to go professional. KSI has said himself he does not have aspirations to go professional.
Listen to what I
he
just
doesn't
said.
want to mess with them.
Listen to, because you're not listening. I literally just said, I didn't say going professional, he fought a professional.
I think,
doesn't count. It's
with
an
respect,
exhibition.
Shane, I think one of the things, and I've noticed your pattern, is that you keep comparing this stuff to boxing. You have to understand.
I'm not.
It's
I
two
asked a
separate
question.
entities.
I literally just asked the question.
that's
And
what
I think it's important to establish that.
How am I comparing it? I
No,
asked the
I'm
question.
just talking about the vibe I get from a lot of you. You always seem to be comparing the two.
I literally
You have to remember
asked the
that.
question. My question was,
Well,
do they have ambitions
the
to
only
play
one that's
pro- fight
ever
pro?
the only one that's ever shown ambitions to fight pros was Jake Paul.
Okay, that's your answer.
KSI said he doesn't want, even though he's fighting Joe Fournier.
And this
he's
is what
doing
I'm
it to
saying
get
about
to
you're
Jake Paul.
comparing the two.
I
Why-
just asked the question. That was his answer. You could have given me the answer in the first place.
No,
No, but Logan Paul
let's
never
just
wanted to.
stay in the Misfits lane.
I
right?
just, bro, are you not listening? I literally just asked, does Misfits fighters have ambitions to go pro? That's
Okay,
my
Yeah, but this is
and-
what
and
we're
the answer-
saying. They're
one second.
Misfits boxers, bro.
Everyone can't order. I haven't got my gavel with me. The answer then is no. And then
Exactly.
we can
That's
move
all you
on.
needed
No,
to
but-
say.
Yeah, but
That's all you
we
needed to say.
literally had this conversation
Yeah.
20 minutes ago and we said no.
We're having lots of
And now you brought it
conversations
up
on
again.
stream that we had
I
off stream.
didn't-
No,
No,
on stream
order,
we spoke
order.
about it.
Bro.
Right, hold
Order
on.
in the court.
Shane is going down another route. Let's focus
I'm
on
not.
what we got in front of us.
I'm not your
Because
comprehension.
this is one of the best fights of the night.
We've got the chief fight on the undercard, which is Salt Papi versus Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. Don't know
He's-
where he gets the Pretty Boy from, but anyway, a guy
Floyd,
that's
probably.
He recruits
non-stop
again.
marketing himself against a guy, Salt Papi. Yes, he does aesthetically doesn't look great.
Now look, he
He's
looks a lot
actually-
slimmer. He's trimmed down a
But he's
bit.
not taking his top off yet.
He's
Doing the. He's building a grave for him.
But to me, this is easy work for Salt Papi. Salt Papi, for people, if you've not seen him fight before, is actually quite a skilled boxer.
I love
is.
Salt Papi.
He's
Why are
a
you
slick
shaking your?
guy.
Are you not enjoying? Are you not enjoying the antics?
Mate, he
No,
brings
fam.
charisma
But do you
to
know
it,
what
man.
it is that? Do you know the problem? I will say to
This is
you,
what I'm
right?
saying. He's always comparing.
No,
it
no,
with-
no,
I'm
no,
not
no!
doing
Don't
nothing,
attack
my
him.
bro.
Don't
I'm not
everyone
doing nothing,
leave
my
Shane
bro.
alone. Everyone leave Shane alone. To be the one thing I would say to you is that if that was a boxer that you really liked, you can decide. If that was Shakur Stevenson or someone like that, showing a little bit of flair, even if it's a little bit too much, you found it a little bit cringe. You
I
would
don't buy into that,
You would
bro.
appreciate
I
it a
mean,
little
that's
bit more.
entertainment,
I
mate.
would
That's
appreciate
why
it a little bit more. No, I
boxing.
wouldn't,
That's
bro.
the problem with boxing. Is not
wouldn't.
enough boxers are showing charisma
You can't
and
tell me what I'd
personality.
like, bro. I wouldn't. I tell you that for free. I wouldn't.
This
Anyway.
is, I mean, it's like a card full of Prince Nassim Hammeds.
Bro, it's not.
I think one of the things that helped me to come to terms with this is that I very soon established that they're two different sports.
Yes.
And that's what
Facts.
I'm saying to Shane. Stop comparing it. Stop telling us about defense, this and that.
I did, bro. Have I mentioned defense today?
They are separate
mentioned
entities.
defense
We
today?
can talk about it within the Misfits boxing, right? But
I have
There's
not
separate
compared it to
entities.
defense, bro.
right, so let's
Here we
just
go.
go around the table and get predictions for this fight. I'll leave mine till last. I think you pretty much know what I'm going to say. Let's start with James because you know about this team
I
very
think
well.
it's like I said. Anthony Taylor's going to be tough to knock out if Slim does manage to do it, which I hope he
It's only
does.
over
then
3
it'll be
rounds.
very-
Salt Papi.
Sorry,
Yeah.
why do I keep saying Slim? If Salt Papi does manage to knock him out, then it will be mightily impressive. I don't see it happening though. I see this going the distance, but Salt Papi I think is going to dance around him. He's going to be way too slick.
Nick?
He's going to be setting up traps for him, and it's going to be a long
I
night
agree.
for
We're just
Taylor.
starting the fight now, and I agree. I think 3 rounds, Salt Papi's more than capable of fighting 3 rounds competitively, in my opinion. And Anthony Taylor being the aggressor straight away. But yeah, I think Salt Papi can outbox him.
He can go 6 rounds, man.
People in the comments disagreeing though.
Shane?
Yeah, I think Salt Papi. I didn't know this Orthodox versus Southpaw though. That might be interesting.
It's really cool as well. The referee's got what looks like a GoPro.
Yeah, he's got a little cam on.
We can see his.
It's a bit disorientating when they cut to it, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It is a little bit, but that something like that is really cool.
I think they're just
cool
trying to introduce
experiment.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
look
a
at that, mate.
four-punch
The hand
combination
speed
from
is
Salt
good.
Papi, and already Anthony Taylor looked a bit.
He's a great
Salt
counter
Papi
puncher,
is
Salt
just
Papi.
Andy Ruiz. That's I get that vibe.
But he's more slick than Ruiz.
He's definitely not.
He missed with he's telegraphing.
See,
that.
that's
just
you
him to
see
the-
that right there? That's what Ryan Garcia should have done to Tank. Wrestle him to the floor instead of letting him get that body
I'm sorry,
shot.
Shane. Are you comparing this to professional boxing?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that was really good skill from Salt Papi.
That doesn't look like an 8-inch height difference, to be fair.
Definitely.
Oh, good.
I'm
That's
not
what
sure
I-
that
that's
he's
what I
actually
thought.
5'1".
That's what I thought.
I think they've messed something up here.
I didn't know if they were trolling him or what,
Yeah,
but I thought
fans.
5'9" to 5'1".
Yeah, I never thought, and because he fought flipping.
Oh.
Tommy Fury's like 6 foot.
Did he? No,
and he
but
fought
you just
Tommy
good
missed
right
while
hand.
you were
It's a good
talking
right
there. You
hand.
missed that counter left hand. It's a left
Yeah,
hand.
I told
It's
you,
a
don't
backhand.
count Anthony Taylor out, mate.
Anthony Taylor
He's
caught him with the
slick.
right hand, no?
No, but Salt
slick
Papi
guy.
caught him with a
Oh,
short
I
left
didn't
on
even
the
see it. I
inside.
didn't see
It's
it.
going
Did
to
not
stop
see
him,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I don't
The only
think he
thing
will.
that's going to keep Anthony Taylor in this fight is the 3
He's good at clinching and he's getting his back.
Do Misfits fighters get drug tested out of curiosity?
I
thought so.
think so. I'm
Well, I
not
can
sure.
get into Misfits boxing and just dope myself
I
up.
think it's starting to look ominous.
Well, there's
now.
quite a few that look questionable in there, but
Like
Yeah,
who?
including Jake Paul. He's always been accused of.
You are a
Yeah.
resident steroids expert.
Jake Paul's
well, I
always
didn't
been.
say
I mean, he
anything
got-
about that. I'm not throwing around.
Jake Paul got
allegedly.
accused just the other day at the press conference by
Jake
Nate
Paul
Diaz.
gets
of
accused
taking-
of a lot. Yeah, he gets accused all the time.
No
I'm not
smoke
sure that
without
Jake
fire.
Paul is
Oh,
on it.
another right,
That's a
left
right hand. A left.
It's
again.
you're starting
But
to
that
see a
Chase the
pattern.
Moore guy that
He's
fought
tagging
last
him.
week.
Not
was
just that, I
pretty
think Anthony Taylor was relying a lot on his athleticism and his like that. He's once
Yeah, because he's got
Salt
no
Papi's
skill.
starting to get that time in that distance, and then he's having trouble now.
Oh,
Another
good
great counter
shot.
left.
Shot from.
Hey,
I
That's
told
great
you,
counter
bro.
left.
Salt Papi is.
He's sick, but he's getting caught.
He has
He's
to keep
getting
those
caught.
elbows
That-
down.
Yeah, that
He
right
has to
straight
keep-
from
He got caught. He got
that
caught
right
there.
straight from
caught there.
Anthony
He also
Taylor's
has to
getting
keep
him.
his
I'm not gonna
elbows
lie, I
down.
get hypnotized by them shorts though. What is my man wearing?
This is one-way traffic, people. One-way
I
traffic.
think it's more competitive than you're making out, and he's going to get in
It's
trouble
not.
from the refs.
It is.
It's not
He's
competitive
going to get in
at
trouble
all.
from the ref as well for just he
As
keeps
the
leaning in with
fight
those
goes-
elbows time and time again. Salt Papi when he's up against the ropes, he keeps leaning in.
But Taylor's
I think Nick
clinching
is
too
being
much
kind.
still.
The golfing class is way.
No, it's a
apparent.
lot closer than you're saying. But as the fight goes on,
Close.
Anthony Taylor
What are you
will.
talking
You know,
about?
Anthony Taylor
I
might
didn't
get
say-
I didn't say it's
stopped.
close.
I didn't
said
say
it's
it's close.
closer
Yes.
than
I
you're
agree.
saying.
I agree.
You're
You know
not
what?
giving Anthony
Taylor might
Taylor a
get
prayer.
stopped.
I think Taylor could
Taylor
get
might
stopped,
get
yes.
stopped.
There's no close in this sentence, bro. He got
There
whopped
is.
in that round.
Let us know in the comments if any of you
can
lot are
get
watching.
mocked.
Do you think it's complete one-way traffic, or do you
Yes.
think it's
It's not.
at least
Anthony
a little
Taylor's
bit
catching
competitive?
him, and he's looking good in the clinch as well. Every time they get close,
King
he's
Killer
tying
said
him up.
Laurie ain't got a clue. Tell him.
Who said that?
King Killer, look, he's coming looking for you now. Look
King
at him. Who
Killer.
said that?
He's expending a lot of energy, Taylor, just running around the ring.
What's that guy's name?
Victoria said Taylor's winning so far. I don't know.
Hey, they've got a point, man. They've got a point.
I don't know how to score this, so I'm not even scoring,
What do you
bro.
mean you don't know how to score?
Bro, this
it?
isn't. I'm not scoring this.
Just score it like normal football, normal boxing.
Don't
sorry.
say that. We can't compare it to normal boxing. That's what I've been told all day. I'll score
Sadiq
it on
said
weight
Salt looks
work rate.
better. Anthony getting tired. Sorry.
Anthony Taylor is the
I'm giving that
professional,
Wayne said that
relaxed-
Taylor's winning at the moment.
King,
I'm
I'm
giving
not
that
sure
to
about
Taylor
that.
as well.
You're giving it to Taylor as well.
Just because I want to piss Laurie off. That's
No,
why.
you know, you just want like if you say something like that, you just make yourself look silly. Because to me, it's obvious.
It's not too late to buy the pay-per-view, Ali. You can get it anytime.
Here we go in
Go
the
on
second round,
DAZN app.
people, and Anthony Taylor's come
Shout
out.
out James B in the chat.
KSI,
saying that-
KSI's in the chat. Would you
Shout out
believe it,
KSI
mate?
in the chat. There you go.
KSI's here.
It's the
watch it.
KSI as well.
Oh, he got caught again.
Good right hand on the. left hand on the
Yeah, I
back.
think
Keep
Anthony-
getting-
And again, look. But according to you, lot, it's close.
Anthony
This is
Taylor's
a different
winning this
round.
fight.
We're in the second round now.
Nah, look, Slim Scratch. I mean,
Salt
Slim.
Papi's actually laughing in there, people.
Yeah, Salt Papi is. He looks calm. He's chilling.
But according to you, lot, it's close.
I can't lie
I
though.
was talking
When
about
did
the
we say
last
it was
round.
close? We said closer than you're giving him credit.
The truth
for.
is, Taylor's running his stop. He's got tired already.
Oh mate,
Yeah.
he is. He's
He's got
gassed
tired
out. Mate.
already.
For sure.
Man, stop using
And so I
them
said,
legs.
Salt Papi's
Look at that.
gas
Every
tank
time
isn't
he
that bad.
comes forward,
He definitely did
gets
use a bit
countered.
use up a little bit of energy with that ring walk. 100%.
That's what I told you, bro. I told you.
100%.
I done a coming to America ring walk. Remember when?
For sure. For sure.
What do you guys
What's that
think of this
garish
new
outfit
camera?
he's got on?
That's what I
It's
said. I don't know
rainbow
what he's
colours.
wearing.
He's done the Chris Eubank.
That's he's got some 80s.
He's not landed a punch
like
all
an
round.
80s. This round, I would.
has.
This
No, he's
round,
getting
no, this
touched up
round, I
still.
would say
He
definitely
is,
there's
he
a
is,
massive
but-
golf in class. This round, the
Of
last
course.
round was more
That was
competitive.
a good shot there, though.
David Hayes in the house as well.
I think David Hay gets dusted up by Salt Papi, to be honest.
David Hayes got no Achilles.
Bro, David, he's done.
That is questionable work by Anthony Taylor. Yeah, he's gassed. He is gassed.
I will say, though,
Oh, he got in there. He got
Good
in there.
right hand.
Yeah.
I will say Salt Papi.
But it's Salt
Salt
Papi.
Papi is hittable. I expected him
But
to
you
have
know
more
what it is
joy in
from
this
Salt
fight.
Papi? We're seeing Salt Papi kind of drop down to his level there. Shall
I
I
was
tell you
gonna
what he's
say
trying
that.
to do?
I was literally about to say
Shall
that.
I tell you why? Because he's looking for the knockout.
Great left.
So he's not moving his head. He's just walking in there, showing no respect for the guy.
Facts. I was
He's
gonna
got
say
caught.
the same. I was gonna say the same thing.
And that's what can happen when you fight down to somebody else's level.
When something gets easy.
Because in the first
you can-
round he was there laughing, wasn't he? Now he's getting caught.
Well, he was
by
laughing
shots
in the
shouldn't
second
get
round
caught.
as well, but he's
You can see that Salt Papi, like, as I was in agreement with Laurie, like, it was finding it very easy, and all of a sudden he just picked up a lot of bad habits.
He keeps getting warned by the ref, Salt Papi, and in a 3-round fight, if he does get a point deducted, which is very unlikely, but if he did, could
Is
be
that a knockdown?
No, no,
That's-
no.
no,
ref
no,
said
they
that's-
haven't. They've given a
Ref
slip.
said
I
There was a
think.
punch in there, though.
No, the ref's
After
given a
he already
slip.
pushed him to the floor.
Jack Mannion in the chat, shout out Jack, said shout out Laurie, man knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, you tell
Watching
him.
old school head, not
Tell
getting
him,
deceived
tell
by
him.
aesthetics
Bruh,
of a
bruh, bruh.
fight. Yeah, he sees the shots, he sees what's landing, proper boxing fan. Some love for Laurie in the chat.
Bruh.
From this, do you guys
Laurie
think
paid
that
that bread,
Salt
fam.
Papi causes KSI any danger from this fight so
I
far?
think it's hard to tell on this performance
This is a
because
very
the opponent
messy
is so
fight.
poor. Look,
It is one.
Anthony Taylor
Anthony's-
just threw a
he's
bunch
got
of
him
punches
pin him
that
against
went
the ropes there.
absolutely nowhere.
Bruh.
Yeah,
and
there's
you know
a-
what the thing is? He's going to say that he won. If he survives, you watch him at the end of the fight. He'll be
Of course.
jumping
Of
up
course
on
he
the
will,
ropes.
but that's
But in
smart.
fact,
You
yeah,
have to
that's
say that you've
everyone.
won.
Everyone does that.
I'm not gonna
Every
lie,
fighter
you
have to
does
say
that.
you've won.
Both of these fights that we've watched so far have been very messy. I know Salt Papi's done the cleaner work, but it's been very
Yeah,
messy.
but
A
that's
lot of
because Anthony
clinching.
Taylor's made it messy. You have to give credit to Anthony Taylor. He's made it a scrappy affair.
Bro, man should give credit for that. I didn't even know that was
Well,
a
look,
skill.
if he tries to play him at Salt Papi's game, he's getting cleaned out.
No,
The
I
only
think I
hope
do
he has
agree
is
with James.
making it
Though. I
messy.
see what he's saying.
Getting close,
He's
trying
saying,
to
look, if
clinch
that's
him
the
up.
only way you can survive in there, then yeah, do it.
Show some ambition and try to win. That's what I
Nathan
think.
Figueroa says, yo, Laurie, what level you trained fight at? Right, okay, so I was an amateur boxer for a number of years, junior and senior. I've taken part in the ABAs. I've got to a couple of divisional finals. I boxed for the home counties and I boxed for London. And I have a winning record, although it was so long ago I can't remember what my record actually is. I'll have to see if I can do that.
55
210.
and 51.
But I'm also a qualified coach. I've done my ABA trainers course. Oh, Taylor just landed a decent
Really
shot.
good.
there.
Into the
Back on
third
the right.
round.
I
Give
think,
us some coaching lessons, mate.
I think Salt Papi's
Gassing.
This is the worst I've seen him. This guy's actually
That's
brought
what
him
I'm
down
saying,
to
but
his level.
that's what Anthony Taylor does.
Yeah, I think, you know what, I must have to defer to James on this.
I could
That's what he
obviously.
does. That's why
technically
Tommy
break-
Fury really struggled against him. He's
I could technically
weird
break
style
this
to
fight
fight.
down and
Please
tell
do,
you why,
please do.
but I'm not going to.
No, just do it. That's what
Come
you're
on,
here for.
I'm
What do you-
joking. I'm joking. The truth is, the few times you've actually seen Salt Papi fight, the person who he's fought is the aggressor. So it's very easy to walk fighters
you're
onto
saying he's
a
more of a
backhand.
counterpuncher?
Exactly. You can see he doesn't set up a lot of shots. He walks fighters onto punches.
who's Salt Papi?
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
the
but
time.
Anthony
getting
Taylor's
caught,
the
though.
aggressor in this fight. That's what I'm doing.
Not
He's-
really.
Anthony Taylor is. He's just changing the level, hitting him with that
You
straight
know what,
right. and
I'd
clinching
actually
every
go as far
time.
as to say that so far he's actually winning this round.
This
Taylor.
round, but
Yeah.
the first two rounds, no one is telling me
No,
that
no, not
Anthony
the first
Taylor was the aggressor.
No.
I don't know what you.
He keeps pinning him up against the ropes and doing these slap punches to the side of the body.
King Killer
of
says,
Salt
who
Papi.
did you fight, Laurie? Rodney Trott. I'll tell you what, King Killer, I'd fight you tomorrow. How about that?
Brother's got killer in his name. I don't think he won it still.
Ah, man, you don't want that smoke.
Someone just said at DR Sports, Dash a Dog. Shout out Dash Dog in the chat. Are you guys doing the Fight Night Live next weekend?
Yes,
Haney and
we are.
Lomachenko. Yes, we are.
And Haney is going to win.
We're
That's
definitely
my
covering
guy
that
right
fight, and we
there.
have a weekly show coming out every
Haney is
Thursday.
going
Boxing
to-
Talk.
Oh,
Check it out.
that
is
is
a
shot
big
by
shot.
Anthony
Right
Taylor. I would go as far as to say he's actually won this round.
I
I told
think
you,
so.
Anthony Taylor's. If he wins this round, it might actually
He's
be
gonna-
a split decision towards Anthony Taylor.
Yeah. No, not Taylor.
Might be. It might be. It might be a
The
split.
first two rounds.
First
was
two
a-
rounds, Salt
Look, if he can
Papi.
cause some danger here.
Salt Papi might actually be happy that it's only a 3-rounder. Because if it was a
I think it's the
sixth
other way
rounder,
around. I think it's the other way
no.
around.
Now look, Anthony Taylor's going into this
Taylor
fight,
looks
mate.
like he's got more in the gas tank
No, he
than
looks
Salt
knackered,
Papi.
man. Look, he's holding.
Nah,
I think what it is, the style has proved it's very unconventional style,
It is.
and I think Salt Papi has kind of struggled a little bit to come to terms with it. You
Movie
see him
guy-
looking there for the shot, and he got caught again.
That's what I told you. He's waiting so much. He doesn't actually
Yeah.
set things up with his attacks. I saw that from his first ever
He's actually
fight.
struggling to keep his hands up at the moment as well. Like when he does throw a punch, it takes a real long time to get his hands back up again.
You see, if,
Definitely
if this
tired.
was professional boxing, the referee, who's been poor by the way,
Stop comparing it to professional.
he would have told Anthony Taylor, because he's ducking down very low. You're not allowed to do that. No.
Yeah, but it's difficult for the referee to come and referee a fight where some of the people are very, very inexperienced. You know what I mean? It can be, he'll be stopping them every 5 seconds. So he's got to kind of conduct a show a little bit.
See?
That's it. That's the ring. That's the
Final
return.
whistle
Anthony
go-
Taylor
final- final
Taylor
bell
thinks
goes.
he's won.
celebrate.
I'm not gonna lie.
But Salt
Anthony
Papi
Taylor
has probably won that
grew
fight.
into the fight.
Yeah.
He definitely
He did.
grew into the
I
fight.
like
Third round,
2-1.
I'd give to Anthony Taylor
I'd
for
have it
sure.
2-1
I
Salt
think
Papi.
Salt
but-
Papi won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
First round, I'd say you could go either way. Second round, definitely Salt Papi. So it's going to be interesting to see how they call it.
Yeah, it is, because Anthony Taylor, mind you, he would say, even if he got knocked down 6 times in the 3 rounds, he'd still think he won.
Big T wants
If
to
he
know,
wins-
Laurie, did your brothers box?
My brother Gary did, yes.
He had a
couple of
can the
amateur
Don
fights
throw
as well.
hands? Can the Don throw hands?
Yeah, he can actually.
Have
One
you
thing
ever-
I'll say
have you
about my
boxed him?
brother, I'll say this about my brother. He may not have boxed, man, but
Got punch power.
I've seen him.
You seen
on
him
the
dust some
roads,
guys
and it-
out.
and it- But no, he can look after himself, and he's got a lot of heart. I've seen him in situations where lesser men would
Yeah.
have spewed it, and
I hear you.
he was up for it. So I'd
His
say that.
game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, bro, that's the way it was when we grew up. You know what I mean?
He's game
And there's
bred.
so many brothers as well. You just still
There's 4
sharp
of
and
us,
still in
you
it.
know what I mean? But I can vouch for my brother, man. If you're out one night and it gets a bit naughty, he'll be by your side.
You want him in your
No,
corner.
he'll be by your side. I'm not. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, he's an older guy now, big guy. He doesn't train that much, but he won't leave you there and run out the back door. Put it that way. You know what I mean? I'll say that.
Someone in the chat said, ask Sammy Nasri if the Don could box. That is an excellent comment. That's
man.
great. Ask Sammy Nasri if the Don could box.
Why Sammy Nasri?
Because he's
he
got that
made that
video where
clip
he's like,
of-
if
yeah.
I ever see Sammy Nasri.
Oh right. No, I've seen him in certain situations over the years when we was in the music business and so forth, and it could get quite
On
fraught.
top.
Quite hairy.
And
rowdy.
I've never seen him back off.
I wonder how KSI
You'd know actually
doing
this
today.
one is Don Robbie at the event with Expressions. Expressions.
I know
best
my
mate
boy
here.
Cecil is.
No idea.
Cecil G's there.
What
Did they
event is
pay for
this?
their
Right, right.
tickets?
I think my boy Cecil.
Oh, were they at this
Oh, are
event
they at the
here?
boxing?
Are they
Yeah.
there?
Oh,
I think
I don't
Cecil,
think so.
Cecil G's
Expressions
here.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
Expressions might
Did
be.
they
I'm not
did
sure.
they did they pay for their tickets?
I don't know.
If they did, if they did, I feel sorry
Whoa,
for
it's
them.
kicking
Oh,
up.
it's
Tommy
kick- there's-
Fury's fighting someone in the crowd.
Oh,
Tommy Fury's throwing hands in the crowd. Who's he fighting?
Yeah, that's probably.
Is that
This-
Anthony
this is-
Taylor?
He's probably fighting his dad.
he's probably fighting himself. This is
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Is that Anthony Taylor coming out of the ring or something?
He's fighting to get Molly May's dinner down his throat. The thing is, like,
Wait,
that's where it gets like.
was that Salt
that's
Papi?
where, that's where it gets all WWE like.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's
Do you know
not
what I
Salt Papi or Anthony Taylor. So who the hell was he fighting?
Who knows?
He was literally.
Maybe
You can
someone
tell-
in the comments
you
can tell
You
us.
can tell if it's a genuine scuffle or not, because if it's genuine, the cameras
looked-
won't. The
he
cameras
looked
won't show it.
enraged.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? So the fact that they haven't gone to it
So
and
here we
made it a
go.
big promo moment.
they
We're
had
about
facts.
to
People in the
have
middle
the
as well.
decision announced. We can't hear it there, so we'll tell you what we see.
What do you think of his trim, by the
The
way?
announce poor. The announcer's calling it now. It's gone to a decision. Anthony Taylor seems to think he's got it, but then again,
I bet you Anthony Taylor won.
No,
I bet you.
Salt
I have a
Papi
feeling
won.
he won.
He might have based on like aggression. It depends on.
I gave him the last round.
But I don't know how
judges
to
are-
score these fights, bro.
Ringside, they're still not really paying attention
it's
to the
so-
fight.
Whoa, it's Anthony Taylor!
bro.
I told you, mate.
Oh my
I
gosh!
told you, bro. I
And
told
someone on the panel who will remain nameless was telling us that it's just not competitive.
Oh.
and
That was me.
I told you, show some respect to Anthony
I
Pretty
told you.
Boy
Unanimous
Taylor.
decision
Wow.
as well.
you
Everyone
don't
wrote him
know
off.
shit about boxing.
I don't know shit about Misfits boxing. Definitely.
Oh,
yeah.
mate, what's he? He's
He's
going
going
crazy.
crazy. He's still wow.
Bro, I wonder if he's on
Mate,
something.
he's
today.
doing the Ultimate Warrior. What's he doing?
He's going.
He's doing the Ultimate
absolutely
Warrior, mate.
Mental.
He's-
He's going mad. He's just exploded with
Yeah.
emotion. He's going
Oh,
mad.
that's what he's wearing. He's wearing the flipping Ultimate Warrior kit. I just got it.
He might be.
Also sponsored by OnlyFans.
Yeah, a
Where
lot
does
of
he get all that
I might
energy
hit them up
from?
to
That's
sponsor
what
our
I'm saying.
podcast.
This guy needs to get
What,
drug
OnlyFans?
tested
Yeah.
after this fight.
Where does he get that energy from?
He needs to get
But
drug
what, he just
tested
won,
after
mate.
this
He's
fight.
got-
That was like Maradona scoring in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Bro.
So hang on, let me ask. Do you agree with that decision?
No, I don't agree.
I'm not giving my opinion.
I don't know. Like I said, the
You're
first
here to
round,
give
I'd
your
have given it
cut
away.
off his mic.
If you go aggression-wise, Anthony Taylor was taking the fight to Salt Papi. Third round, I thought was clear Anthony Taylor.
Yeah, I
First round, 50-50. You were saying Salt Papi easily. I thought Anthony Taylor was causing him a lot of trouble in that first round. Second round, I thought Salt Papi was calm. I thought he was in control, but I said it could go either way. Third round, easy Anthony Taylor.
I had it slightly different.
round,
So I had it
50-50.
first round, Salt Papi controlling it quite a lot, countering pretty easily. Second round, I thought was more competitive.
Second round, you thought 50-50.
Could go either way, and then so I could see a split decision. I could maybe see a draw the third round and give to Anthony Taylor. Unanimous decision. I just don't see that.
No,
Yeah, I mean, I will say that, first of all, listen, man, he did better than I thought he would, so I've got to take that on the chin. Secondly, I must admit, I thought the first two rounds, Salt Papi had it. Definitely the last round, Taylor won it, clearly. Maybe that's what
But
swung
like you
his
said
way.
when you were asking how they judge these kind of fights, when it's not that clean and not that technical, you'll judge it on who was the aggressor, who was asserting themselves, who was taking center of the ring. And to be honest, Anthony Taylor was taking the fight to Salt Papi.
Not
like
in
I
the
said.
And shall I
Salt
tell you
Papi was a
something else?
counterpuncher.
If I could just briefly say this. Salt Papi's not complaining, is he?
No, he's not.
He's not complaining, so he's obviously thinks the decision is right.
I will say he looks a bit too happy for a guy who's just lost for me.
Maybe he's
I
humble
don't
in
like that
defeat. He
person.
might be one of them.
Maybe-
Well, you can be humble
You
in
know what's
defeat,
going to
but-
happen now, though, isn't it? It's going to be a rematch on the next big Misfits show.
Probably, yeah.
Nearly 1,000 people in the chat. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, by the way. Controversial.
about to cash their hands.
Controversial decision. The first controversial decision of the night.
Yeah, I must admit, I got
I
that
wouldn't
very
say it
wrong.
was that controversial though. I wouldn't say it was.
Was
me, it
Keiji
is, for
Keiki
me.
controversial as well?
Yeah, true.
I think that one's more of a give it wherever you want. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's their first fight.
Maybe he is Andre Ward in disguise. Maybe that's
Look, I'm
Andre
sorry,
Ward.
that is not 5'1" to 5'9". That is not an 8-inch height difference. Someone's done him dirty on that infographic there.
I think
Someone in the
You gonna
comments
do the
said,
Tommy Fury?
yeah, Tommy scrapping with Idris Virgo.
Oh, that makes sense actually. Both professional fighters both beat Anthony Taylor. I'd like to see that fight actually.
I
Tom
do
Fury
agree
and
with
Josh
a
Varga.
comment here from Chem Mehmet. Thanks for your comment, bro. He says, only 3 rounds suits Taylor's style. That's true. Because that sort of in and out, herky-jerky style that caused Salt Papi problems, would that have sufficed over 6-8 rounds? I don't think it would. But fair play to Anthony. I gave him a lot of stick, to be honest, so I'm going to
Yes,
hold
you
my hands
did.
up and say I got that
Yes,
wrong. I'm
you
man
did.
enough to do that, bro.
Yes,
But
you
you
did.
gave him a lot of stick also.
And I'm still giving him.
No, but you're going to give him any credit for the win.
I mean, it's a gift decision, but well done. I mean,
looks like he's calling someone out.
I personally thought that you could have given that fight to Salt Papi, but again, I don't really know how to score messy fights.
I would have given it to Salt Papi 2 rounds to 1, but
Me as well.
maybe it's because he lost that last round so clearly. Maybe in the judges must have thought, boy, you know what? Or maybe the judges are thinking like we were, that Salt Papi is much a better fighter. And subconsciously, this can happen when you're
Yeah,
judging
all the
fights.
time.
Because the guy's doing better than what you thought, you automatically think,
I'll
oh,
put
hang
it
on a
this way:
minute.
whose game plan was more effective? Who fought
Taylor's.
the fight they wanted to fight?
Taylor's.
Anthony Taylor made it the ugly fight that he wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Salt Papi was never really able to get the distance,
Facts.
land too many clean counter punches. The fight ended up playing into Anthony Taylor's hand. Having said that, it was a very close fight, and had it gone to Salt Papi, I wouldn't have had any problems with it.
He played his part in a promotion, though, innit?
Very
They
much
both did. They're both very entertaining guys.
Oh my gosh, Kala
Is it-
Sauerland.
Is that as Mams Taylor next to him? He doesn't look the same without his cowboy hat on.
Who's Mams Taylor for the
KSI's
uninitiated?
He's KSI's promoter, and he is the co-owner of Misfits Boxing.
Oh, okay.
And he's KSI's manager, not promoter. Sorry. And he's come out with some questionable things. That Wade Plemons situation didn't go too well for him. If people don't know what it is, Wade basically came out and said that he thinks Tommy Fury, Jake Paul is a bigger fight than KSI Jake Paul, and he responded by calling him out on Twitter and then firing him live on a Twitter Spaces. for saying that and then slagging his entire reputation off.
I rate that.
You seem to know more about Misfits than actual boxing.
That's not true, mate. What do you mean?
It's not seen. Seem?
That's undeserved, mate. No, I'm just filling people in with the
No, I'm
information.
joking. I'm glad you're here. You're definitely.
No, you're
useful.
definitely our Misfits correspondent.
Expert, yeah.
Well, like I said, man, I followed the scene from young
No, but
age.
that's good that we got James on board, giving us his, you know.
No, I love both.
well-founded
I love
knowledge of the
both, but
Misfits
like you
scene.
said, it's a different. I treat the two things separately.
Yeah.
I don't judge this as I would a regular boxing fight. You know,
I'm not judging it like that
I can
either.
enjoy the two entities differently.
One thing I would
I'm
say
not
about
expecting to
Misfits
watch
boxing that I've
Lomachenko.
noticed, and this is something that I've noticed watching for a while now, is that unlike regular boxing, let's call it regular boxing,
That's
the fans who turn up for these shows, right, they will sit and watch the whole show, whereas with boxing, you get a lot of fans who, they're in the
That's
bar
true.
or elsewhere,
That's true.
and
Yeah.
they come out for maybe the
main event.
the main card or the,
Second, second.
But I
Whereas in this lot, I mean, there's still a couple of fights left,
Yeah.
and everyone's still.
And you got the big boy next.
But I think that's because of the fact that everyone on the card has their own following.
Yeah, yeah,
so it does help.
That's what makes it the genius game plan. Now we've
Facts.
got shout for the fight of the night. We've got Laurie's favourite fighter, Swarms, coming out next.
You know, I have to
Deji.
watch that.
You said you would dust up Swarms. Do you still
No, I
stand by
didn't.
that
No, I
after
didn't.
his
No, but he
brutal
would though.
knockout of
He would
Ryan
though.
Taylor?
I was going to say, I don't
He
remember
would
him
though.
saying that, but I do.
You have
think
to
he would.
remember, man, I'm a lot older than these.
No,
guys.
you would.
And
But I
these
actually
guys
think he
are
would.
These guys, listen, all of these men are like training like professionals at the moment, aren't they? Because
Yeah.
they're being funded to.
Some.
It's a big difference.
If
You've
there
got, you've
be-
got to have the right mentality, though. Ryan Garcia's funded, and he doesn't train like a professional, and he is a professional. So it just,
Wow,
it just
that's
depends.
harsh, mate.
No, but
That's
let's
harsh.
be honest though. A lot of these fighters, they may train like a professional.
KSI definitely
far
does.
from-
The top level guy. I actually think that this, as from both a business perspective and from a technical perspective, what makes this kind of work is that it mirrors traditional boxing in quite a lot of ways, where you've got the top guys that train really, really hard, but there's rungs of quality, just
Yeah,
like there's rungs of
true,
guys.
true.
There are plenty of guys who are professional boxers that don't turn up and train and just turn
Yeah,
up.
Ryan Garcia.
You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
Why do you guys keep digging out Ryan Garcia?
No, because that is-
I get
Digging
it.
him out.
That is
I
the not.
get it.
Did right,
I get
okay,
it. Training
okay. So
3
now that,
times a week, rumoredly, is
no,
not
listen,
good enough.
there was an interview that went out this week. You can go and catch it on YouTube. I'm sure Shane's seen it. I've definitely seen it. Oscar De La Hoya talking about Ryan Garcia needed, quote, to take the sport more seriously. So,
Even Canelo said
Yeah,
that.
Canelo said that years ago, but
But you-
and
gotta
that's
take
his
that.
manager.
But you've got to
That's
take
his
that.
manager.
his
So
manager,
you have
who,
to
like you
take
said,
that
kind of
with-
snaked him out
You have to
after
take
Yeah,
that
well,
with a pinch
why do you
of
think that
salt.
happened?
You have to take that with a pinch of salt because that's his fighter that's lost, and he doesn't want any responsibility on him. So there is potentially, playing devil's advocate, a shout.
no,
for
but he didn't
him.
have to say that. He
Yeah,
didn't have
but
to say
he
that.
can shift the blame a little bit off of himself.
But let's
No, he's
be.
not, no, I don't think that's shifting.
Let-
his
let-
If anything, he's caught in controversy by saying that.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, you shouldn't be saying that about your fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
So
Even
the fact
if,
that he's
even
come
if
out
it's
and
true, you
no,
shouldn't
but
be saying
that's
that.
my point. The fact that he's come out and said that tells
Makes you
you,
think
that
it must be true.
It must be true, and it must be an issue.
no one can ever question its validity. It's true. It's facts. It's true.
I told you that
But-
from time.
No, I mean the
told you
telltale
that.
sign was the Canelo one because he was very close. He was helping him quite a lot.
They were
And
in
then
the
when
same
he
Canelo
basically
aired him
distanced
out,
himself-
bro.
Yeah, he
Canelo
did.
aired him out
and that
and
was a
said,
while
look-
ago. But so to back
The
up your
telltale-
point, the
the-
fact that those things are still happening is the thing I'd say that's alarming. Because once someone gives you that wake up call once, then you shouldn't really be getting told that again.
The real telltale
Down the line.
sign isn't getting dropped by any sign of trouble. That's what.
But
that's the real telltale sign.
that might help him now that he's tasted
We said
defeat
that
like
when
that.
he got dropped by Luke Campbell.
No, but now that he's actually tasted a full-on defeat and a brutal.
When
victory
Canelo
like that.
said that, a lot of people said, "Oh yeah, under Joe Goose." And Joe Goose, that was the other thing as well. In the lead up to the fight, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on the show. Joe Goosen come out with this cryptic statement about with Ryan, you don't train him, you collaborate with him. What kind of nonsense is that?
I told you it's the Chris Eubank method.
Yeah, but
look how that's gone.
ultimately
And look how
it's
that's gone.
failure, isn't it? Ultimately,
No, yeah, it's not really what
This
you want
is
to
a
be
sport
hearing.
in which you can use your
But-
life in the ring, bro. You
Oh,
have
no,
to
no,
take
no.
it seriously.
I think he takes it serious, but he should.
No, he
train
doesn't.
more.
With the Deji and Swarm situation, which is next, which we said we have to stick on topic. I got ridiculed for that, so let's not go down
point.
professional.
Stop
boxing.
feeling sorry for yourself, bro.
Listen,
Just go chat.
In regards to the Deji and KSI fight, Deji and Swarm's fight, I actually can see this fight honestly being a one rounder. I can see Deji winning in 1 round.
Potentially.
Really though?
Swarms is a
different
horrible fighter,
animal.
bro.
He's a different animal, mate.
No,
He knocked Ryan Taylor out with a jab.
No, that
With
was
a jab, one jab. His last
No,
fight,
no, no.
Swarms.
Did
He
he?
hit him with a jab and it broke
Who's
his.
Ryan
ruptured
Taylor?
his, he's another guy in the scene.
It wasn't.
last fight.
It was.
Is he a boxer or a YouTuber?
Nah, he's a YouTuber. He fought Slim. He took Slim the distance, but he's not the most
Nah,
technical boxer.
Swarms-
But one jab and it
Swarms is-
ruptured his eye. He's got power.
Well, I can only talk about when I saw Swans.
He's
and
the
that's when he
worst
fought.
Misfits fight
Yeah, I
I've
thought-
ever
but
seen.
he'd had 1 week of training for that fight.
Yeah,
he
but whose
literally
fault was that?
Well, it was no, but he's not going to
You're
turn
on
that
that Ryan
opportunity
Garcia
down.
tip now, yeah.
No,
but,
because it was a late. I'm not going to blame Swarms
yeah, but he's still
for that.
supposed to be in the gym.
No, but Swarms got told about the fight like 2 weeks.
So
before
you're
the
telling
fight
me
happened.
that up until then he'd just been laying back in the jacuzzi, not doing
Yeah,
nothing.
he had because he called him out as a joke on an Instagram space, and it was never meant to happen. Like you said, KSI brought in that KKK guy, the white supremacist he was meant to fight when Wasabi
James
pulled out.
Toon.
Huh?
Don't do that. Don't
That's,
do that.
What-
Don't do that. Respect James.
that's extremely
gonna-
uncalled for.
What I was
but
gonna
no.
say though, yeah, is
You've lost my train of thought with
Swarms
that one.
specifically. The reason why I really don't like Swarms is because when he came, he's like, "Yeah, I'm from the streets. You don't know where we come from." I hate hearing that in boxing.
Yeah,
I hate
yeah, I
it.
know.
That's why when I saw him
But
get
he'd
knocked
only
out,
it
because
also
he
so
hadn't been
amazing.
humbled yet. Everyone knows when you first go into a boxing gym, you get humbled and then you learn, okay, this ain't the streets. I need to learn. He hadn't actually gone through the process of being humbled yet. He got humbled.
It's true
in
what
the
James is
KSI
saying.
fight.
A lot of guys, I've seen it myself several times.
Right,
Get these
many
guys coming
times.
off the street and they think it's a joke team. They get in there, they get slapped. A lot of them, to be fair to Swans, at least he's come back.
Yeah.
A lot of them, you don't see them again. They take that beating and that's it. In fact, I've been in gyms, and these are true stories that I'm telling you now, people, where you got guys like that. I'm a road man, this, that, I want to spar. And then the head trainer at the gym will say, you know what? You want to spar? Okay. Such and such glove up, you go in with him, because he knows what's going to happen.
Fact.
And they will say to the guy, the boxer, don't be too hard on him, but give him a little slap to, make him know where he is. That happens. The next day or the week after,
I
does
think you need
the
that, though. I think
so-called
it's a good
roadman
thing,
turn
though.
up? No, a lot of them don't.
I've
No,
even
no.
seen worse situations than that, but we can't say it on camera, where people come with that mentality and they just take it to the road. So, personally speaking, I don't like Swarms come with that mentality and see them.
But he
lose
doesn't
was
have that
amazing.
mentality anymore. He said it himself. He said after the KSI fight, it's been a massive wake-up call for
Yeah,
him.
because he was completely embarrassed.
Yeah, but he was brought in last second. Look, I'll put it this way.
There's your boy.
Either of us, if you're brought in last second and you're offered like £1 million to fight KSI with no training at all, you're probably going to take it, man. That's a lot of
course,
money. You got
of
to feed your
course.
kids.
To
So I
be
don't blame
fair,
him for
he's
taking the
back
fight.
anyway, because it was embarrassing.
Look
for
at the
him.
physique difference first of all.
Well, this is what I'm saying. A lot of these guys now.
How many times has this guy done this? Every
he said.
time.
Look, he's shredded, mate. He's jacked and stacked in that Under Armour top.
Hey, bro. What
What I would say is, I am going to give him credit insofar as to get in a ring and to get hit, even at this level, it's not no joke thing.
facts.
So if he's gone away, and especially after that humiliation against KSI, he's reinvented himself, he's come back, he's won a fight. You have to give him credit.
What's the
for it.
comment section saying, Nick?
Boxing gives the licks to the roadman that never got it from their parents. From Rye. Arsenal 17 says, you lot are always picking on Garcia if Garcia has no heart. I'm curious to know what you think of Joshua. He's either has no heart or incredibly overrated.
Bro, come
Anthony Joshua has
Hey, Ryan Garcia.
loads of
I'm
heart.
just reading out the comments. Just
Anthony,
reading
all I'm
out the
saying is,
comments.
if you think Anthony Joshua has no heart, Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko.
Swarms'
I
first
rest my
fight,
case.
to be fair, Swarms' first fight was versus KSI. He can learn a lot from there.
No, I did give him credit for that.
And
Yeah.
Deji's going from fighting Floyd Mayweather to Swarms now. I mean, what an upgrade if you ask
It's
me.
not a fight, was it? It was an exhibition.
That was.
There you go. And Tommy Fury and Idris Virgo were having a scrap, as we already know. And a few people saying KSI is losing tonight.
Who do you guys think wins that? Tommy Fury, Idris
Over
Virgo?
1,000 people in the chat as well. So get some likes in the video. Thank you very much.
Tommy Fury, Idris Virgo. Who wins?
I haven't seen
People in
Idris
the
Virgo
chat, let
fight
me know.
enough. But for those of you that know, put that in the chat.
Probably Tommy
think
Fury.
Tommy
for
Fury.
me.
Tommy
Fury.
Tommy Fury versus Idris Virgo. He's going to say Idris.
Professional boxer,
Tommy's
mate.
Fury.
I get both Love
Tommy
Islanders,
Fury.
funny enough, but
Tommy
Oh, they actually?
yeah.
I didn't know that. Never seen it.
One,
So
was,
we've seen,
one was
uh,
slightly more successful than the other.
So
You
we've
can have a
seen
guess
one
which
upset tonight.
What was the upset? Oh, the one we
Taylor.
just-
Salt Papi.
That's
Taylor.
to me, that's
No,
a
that is
massive
an upset.
upset.
It is an upset. It's a huge upset.
I've got to take that on the chin, man. I was telling everybody that he was going to smoke.
He's my
Anthony
favorite.
Taylor.
He's my favorite boxer. Yeah.
So that is a big upset, isn't it? Let's be honest. Even
like
though it was
this
only
guy.
3 rounds, even though it was disputed.
For me,
but
Like Slim.
incidentally, I pointed out Salt Papi did not appear to complain. In fact, he congratulated Anthony Taylor after the fight. So maybe he knows deep down that he lost.
nah, man.
I think he's just
He's
happy
just
to be
humble.
there.
Yeah. This guy just is there for the vibes.
No, but
innit?
he's quite recent to social
Fame.
media, right? Like, yeah, he's not been. He's
He
not been in the
burst
game.
through on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing
So-
that fake running
Yeah,
thing.
so for him to be here even and making this kind of money is like
Exactly.
beyond.
Plus, let's be honest,
winning.
right?
He's winning.
Yeah.
There's going to be a rematch of that fight.
Potentially.
I don't know how.
But
the
I don't know who
matchmaking
Anthony
works.
Taylor wants next.
I think Anthony Taylor might push for a bigger fight just because he's fought 2 professional people. I think he'll back himself to go and get
There
someone
is
better.
no bigger fight from him, though.
KSI?
He's not going to fight. KSI won't fight Anthony Taylor.
I agree. with you.
KSI won't do that. It's not a big enough name for him. KSI fighting Joe Fournier will either move to an MMA fighter or go to Woodley, or he'll try and press for that
Maybe
Jake Paul
Deji.
fight.
Anthony Taylor versus Deji.
Yeah, that could happen.
That's a good
Depends
fight.
on what happens in this next fight, but that could potentially be the roadway.
I mean, we know what's gonna happen. Deji's gonna.
Or
win.
this guy, Dean the Great. I think that might be his next
Is
fight.
this the last fight before the main event?
Yes, it is.
So people in chat just asking, anyone wanting to know when the main event is? We've just got Deji versus Swarms coming up, and then we will be on to the main event.
Deji,
the
if
big
you
one.
didn't know, guys, he's the brother of KSI. Is he younger or older?
Younger.
Younger.
By
Both
4
these guys
years.
26 years old.
Oh, Swarms is short.
Yeah. Well, hey, come on now. This panel isn't necessarily
look at the
gifted
reach.
with height.
I'm
No,
taller
let's-
than him, so
He's
it's fine, I
shorter
don't
than
mind.
Deji,
He's
but
short,
he's got a
he's short.
7-inch reach on him.
No.
No, that's
yeah, he
measured
does.
wrong.
He does have 7
That
inches.
is
Yeah, you're
measured
right.
completely wrong. There's no way that's true.
No, it could be, man. He could be one of those.
77-inch reach.
Yeah, he could be one of those guys like
does
me
look
with just
lanky,
really long
though.
links.
I'll give
That's
you an
a midget.
example of reference. Dylan White has a 79-inch reach. And
Mate,
he's got
short reach.
77-inch reach.
Mate, he's got those go-go gadget arms. He's like Tommy Fury.
After they said that Anthony Taylor was 5'1", I'm not trusting any of what they said. Any of the Taylor tapes, not trusting them.
Yeah, that was 5. He's 5'7", so he had a massive type on.
I'm
that
still
one.
getting over the shock of that last fight. I honestly, for a man that's been bigging up Salt Papi, I'm actually quite disappointed.
Mate, I told you, Anthony
performed
Taylor's
so
a
bad.
tough
Look how
fight, man.
emotionally invested
Literally.
Laurie is. This is great. You know, I feel like we started this journey together with this YouTube boxing thing, and we
He's made
slowly
it to
won you over.
Made it to the other side.
Yeah.
still.
I think the 3 rounds definitely didn't help him. But listen, man.
No, come on,
Here
it's
comes Swarms with his
entertaining,
ring
man.
walk.
It's entertaining.
Oh, stress.
Where's Swarms from again? Where is he from?
South.
He's from South.
Yeah,
He's
somewhere in
South.
London.
Classic.
You know?
Of
Was
course
he a
is.
rapper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just about.
No, he's a rapper, bro.
No, he is.
Just about.
His biggest
What,
song.
drill
Just
rapper?
about.
Yeah, drill.
He made no. He's not drill. He's UK rap.
What's the
made
difference?
like is a difference.
What's the difference between drill and
you
UK
don't-
rap?
UK rap is like Dave. No, Storms is grime. Storms is grime. It's like Dave, J Huss, those kind of guys. It's different kind
Okay,
of beat.
traditional rap.
Yeah, drill is more. It's like a faster beat kind of tempo.
And
I'm
it-
not great with music, but it's different genre. It's
For
like there's
me,
grime, drill,
like,
UK rap.
some of the songs that I know because like he's got drill songs as well. So like him and
Define drill rap.
He was around before UK drill was really a thing.
bro, he's got a song with Tion Wayne called "This Is the 9 Side." That is a drill song, bro.
It's
No,
not-
but
it's
define
not-
drill
neither of
rap
them are drill
then.
rappers.
Huh?
Define drill rap.
In terms of what? Like how it sounds.
So someone ignorant and old like myself. Tell me what
Personally,
drill rap
I
is.
would say I would agree in terms of the beats. It's much quicker and less melodic. Like there's not much melody to it. It's more like rhymes and
Someone
punchlines.
says Swarms is Afro swing.
Yeah, like, you could consider because he sings a lot as well.
He
But then
does.
he's also like, I don't
He's
know
not.
what
He,
he's
he ain't a
doing.
drill rapper.
Like, I
His
would
biggest
say
songs were like Bally and then
But-
Houdini with KSI.
is Bally. Could you not consider Bally drill?
No, Bally is nowhere near drill.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Anyway, we've moved on to the topic of
Is
music.
Bally is definitely not
Deji's
drill.
now doing his ring walk, looking calm and composed. And was it me and you were doing a show where he lost.
Yeah, he lost his one of his initial fights.
He lost his first 3 fights actually.
Yeah.
He lost.
And then he's had a bit of a comeback.
Well, he beat. I wouldn't call it a comeback. He beat Fuzi Tube. It's not exactly. It's not exactly.
I think you
the
might,
most formidable.
Did you not pick
of tasks.
Fuzi in that fight?
I wasn't with
I'm
you
sure
guys.
before I spoke to you, you were like, "Oh, have you seen the shape that he's
Oh,
in the
Fuzi
gym?"
was in ridiculous
Yeah,
shape.
see? There you go.
Yeah, but I mean, this is he took the knee to fucking Vinny.
You know what?
Hacker,
I
mate.
think that
So I
you
can
should
always
sign
go
up
on.
for Misfits
Lich,
boxing.
bro,
You're always in
Aye.
the gym. Isn't it? He's always in the
facts.
gym.
He should do Misfits.
When I met James told me he goes to the gym 7 days a week. I reckon you should like put
Remember,
down the weights.
Expressions is looking for
put on
someone
the
to
gloves.
fight.
Would you fight
Expressions.
Would you fight Expressions?
I would fight Expressions. Yeah.
There you
Me
have
and him will get in a
Expressions.
wrestling ring though.
Expressions. If you're watching, you've just been called out by James Toon. Surely you're not going to turn
He's not
this
in my
down.
weight class, but I'll fight a catchweight fight.
That's even more disrespect.
You might be close.
Hey,
You might be closer
Expressions.
than weight than you.
I'm 62 kg.
Expressions has
at
just
least,
been
like,
officially.
70.
Are you officially calling Expressions out?
I'll call you out, Expressions. Say no more. We'll get a ring like that.
Say it with confidence,
That's stuff. Yeah? And that's the bottom line.
If that fight happens,
want that
I
clipped.
might be in Expressions corner. I'm not
I
gonna
want
lie.
that clip.
Hey, I wouldn't expect any less. You know the guy
I
for
want
long
that
being
clip.
on me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'll fight Expressions.
Because
No
Expressions is a
problem,
good
mate.
friend of mine. So
Oh, I think he's a great guy. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure he's a great guy. But I'd love to. I don't see any
But you'd
emotion
love
in
him.
boxing. I think it would be
I
entertaining.
will coach you and you'll beat him. Trust me. I'll
You'll coach him?
He'll beat
So
you.
Laurie
I'll coach
coaches
him.
Expressions and you coach
I'm
me.
neutral because
I'll
I know
coach him.
both guys.
I'll coach him and he'll win.
I wanna
I'll give
stay
the
out of it.
right game plan. Trust me.
That's Ian John Lewis, by the way, people.
Yeah, I was gonna say that,
refereeing.
yeah.
He's got some court case going on with the British Boxing Board of Control, I think.
But he's still with the WBC though.
yes,
When you're doing a UFC watch along with Laurie to show him some real entertainment. Shout out Ryan.
We can put that fight on and do it for charity.
What?
I'm going to chat to
James
my brother
Expressions.
about that. Yeah, who can we get on the undercard?
You versus Robbie.
No, my fighting days.
He can't fight his brother.
Shane. I mean, Shane's probably one of the most
Anybody in my
technical
weight
boxers here.
class, I'll win. So there's no point. Anyone in my weight class, I'll win. So there's no point.
What about you versus Cecil? Cecil G.
He's not in his weight class.
He's not.
nowhere
But,
near.
he's a lot.
Even I would spar Cecil anytime. But in terms of like actual anyone in my weight class, I'll win. It'll be too easy. So there's no point. I'm being dead honest. There's no point. Anyone.
We can
anywhere
create
in my
our
weight
own
Yeah, no,
Misfits.
let's
There'll be no
definitely
point.
clip that part.
Clip it.
Hey, you know what,
Clip
Nick?
it. I don't have no problems. Anyone in
The
my
voice
weight
of
class-
reason. We'll have to create our own entity here and give it our own little branding. We could do well with this YouTube
Facts.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
because there's plenty of influences you can call.
And I'll
out,
show
you know?
people real skill, not this little
Defense.
Oh, what are you trying to say, mate? Swarms it. Oh,
How
mate,
much
I'm
do you
sorry.
weigh?
He's looking
Huh?
How much
jacked,
do you weigh?
mate. Look at that. Look at those
walk around
lats,
weight or
mate.
how much I'll come in the ring.
How much would you come in the ring?
126.
126 kg.
No, 120. Bro, I do it in pounds.
Yeah,
innit?
bro.
Right, we're in the
That's
we're
like
getting
so
introductions for the fight.
You're around my weight, actually.
Swarms.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I could dust you up.
You're funny.
Swarms is just being announced. He's looking serious, man. I'll give him that. He's in good shape, bro, compared to when
That's
I
what I'm
first seen
saying,
him.
man.
Yeah.
He's looking jacked. But when
But
Laurie says it, no one says anything.
But that doesn't always mean
Yeah, I was going
much.
to say, we see that in traditional boxing and in Misfits boxing, that it doesn't often account
Just
for it.
before we
Deji's gonna knock him
just
out. You
before
can see
the
it in his
first
eyes.
bell goes, let's go around the table. Shane, quickly, who's your money on for this fight?
Deji second round.
I was going to
Nick?
say the same thing. Deji stoppage at some point.
I'm going for Deji as well because he's got a lot
Mate,
more
James,
experience.
Look at his eyes, mate. Deji's knocking him out.
How many rounds is this fight
Deji
over?
is knocking
Is
him
this another
out.
3
Round
rounds?
I think they're all
three. Round
three.
three.
I think they're all
Left
three, yeah.
hook, bang, knocks him out.
See, this is dumb because they said Swarms was shorter than Deji.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah, I don't know who's
Wait, what?
compiling those.
Yeah, wait,
stats.
no, Deji's 5'7", so
bro, he said it was 5'9".
yeah, that's
it,
cap.
It got them the other way.
That's
It
cap.
got them the wrong way round.
Bro, who
No, I
did
don't
that?
even think they did.
It
They
said
just lie
5'7"
about
and 5'9".
one of these fights said Jake Paul was like 6'1".
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
about
Andres,
5'11".
you might need to join the zone, you know.
The zone say, I mean, if you look, I
Whoever's
bet they'll
doing
say
that setup-
KSI 6 foot. He's like 5'10". Wait, who's why are we watching it through someone's iPhone camera?
We're about to
What is
start.
going on here, man?
Hey, bro, that's funny.
Eddie Hearn needs to
Here
get
we
on the
go.
phone. Game changed.
Swarms has come out. He's looking jittery.
Yeah, very
jerky.
nervous. Very nervous. Wants to establish himself, it looks like, because he had such an embarrassing performance.
You know what? I
previously.
actually like Deji being he's holding his feet, being cool and calm.
Yeah,
Another-
Deji's obviously the more experienced fighter as well. So, you know, he's
He
very
is, you can
relaxed.
see the way.
He dropped
yeah.
a diss track this week as well, Swarms, to Deji.
Oh, he always, yeah, I haven't actually heard that.
Here we
one.
go. Gets back
Oh,
to
there's
the
a
corner.
good counter there by
nice
Swarms.
counter.
Yeah.
Nice counter. When under pressure, certain American Mexican
But he's
fighters
holding
could learn
on
from
for
this.
dear life,
When
though.
you're under
That's-
pressure, you've got to fight
What
your way
is
out.
this? What is this camera about? I like the experiment, but it's just so disorientating.
Yeah, just
They're doing
takes-
it. They're doing it at really
It
random
just
times.
sucks you out. Yeah, exactly.
And you know why it's so bad? Because the camera quality is so
It
rubbish.
is. You go from like 4K to 360p.
Literally.
This is a 4-rounder, by the way. So I don't know what the KSI fight's going to be. Is it going to be 6?
6. Yeah.
Six,
Okay,
yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
I'll give both of these guys credit because they they're
Credit
looking
Suisse.
to be clean. They're trying to fight a clean fight and pick their punches, not
To
just
me,
throw.
Deji looks a
Oh,
lot
come on, man.
more
They're about as
relaxed.
clean
So
as a
you're
Weatherspoon's
seeing the
toilet
quality
right now.
go up as it.
Indeed.
As the. gets
Swarms
closer
ain't
to
as
the main
bad
event.
as I saw him the first time.
That's
I'm not
what I
gonna
said,
lie.
Well,
mate.
Swarms
It's
couldn't
different
possibly
story.
be worse than the first time.
I told you, man. This is Mr. One Punch Man, all right? Show him. Whoa!
in the first
He's
fight-
giving him a spear.
In the first fight, a gust of wind could have blown over Swarms, to be fair.
I think I should just point out as well, people, that it's another southpaw versus orthodox.
It is,
so
yeah.
Deji's a southpaw.
No, but he switches though. He switches.
No, but
guys,
he's mainly southpaw in this
He
fight.
is.
in this fight.
No, but he is main southpaw.
Because I saw him in the fight that he lost. He was fighting orthodox.
Against
The
which
one before Fusey Tebow.
I like the way
Alex
he's
Wasabi.
controlling
Yeah.
the centre of the ring and just making Swarms run around.
Yeah, he's the more intelligent fighter.
Definitely and calm.
But Swarms
That's what
is
you
a
get
lot
from
quicker.
being in the ring with Floyd, innit?
It's not so much that.
This whole thing, this has got to like wear
I
on
need-
Swarms though. This whole thing of like shaking your shoulders around and being really
Yeah, it's
jittery
what-
is great for the first round or two, but eventually it will.
yeah, but
gas
if you
your
look at them,
shoulders
you
out.
can see that one's been at a certain level in terms of the way he's been trained, and the other one's
Swarms
just-
is not setting any traps. He's staying right there, standing still, and then swinging a wild
I'll
left.
put it
It's
this
so
way.
telegraphed.
You know how Swarms fights? You know them little toys that you wind up and
Yeah.
they just spring into action? That's what he does. He
Yeah.
literally does nothing and then just springs into action with one punch.
If Deji doesn't win this fight, then it will be a bit embarrassing technically because Deji started boxing about 5-6 years ago. Swarms started 8 months ago.
It's always one of them ones where you shout out that you're a road man and you're a bad man, but you picked the wrong brother. You should have picked this brother in the first place. You know the ones that.
Lidge. But he's still losing though.
Nah, if he went in like he did against KSI, he got knocked out by Deji as well.
You know another thing? Swarms
Swarms
is
has not
worried.
landed a single punch.
Swarms is worried about the punch coming back before he even throws. Look at what he does. He throws a punch and his head's already.
He's not landed a single
He's
punch.
not setting any traps. There's no jab. He's standing upright, chin in the air, and then swinging a hook. Rather than he's
And
not
then
trying to set
when
any
he's swinging
traps.
the hook, his head's over here. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not trying to get hit. Like, what
He's
is this
there.
guy
He's,
doing?
he's there for the counter punch for sure. He's there for the counter punch.
I think it's fair to say that Deji won that first round by a country mile.
Only because somebody
Deji
had to
didn't
win
do
it.
that much in that
What?
round though.
I said only because somebody had to win it.
None of them landed anything clean.
Again,
but
that's-
some of them
It wasn't
landed anything.
amazing. It was just like
I know, but I mean, come
I think
on.
that's
Yeah,
another
You're not gonna say that
50-50.
Swarms won the round.
No, I'm just saying like Deji won it, but only because
50-50.
someone had to win
But
it.
Deji didn't really. He wasn't that effective in that round.
50-50, bro.
That's a howler. That's a howler.
I know you're trying to.
That's a
live-
howler.
not.
Even away from wait. So let me explain something. Away from punches thrown.
Alright.
Away, no. Let me finish. Before away from punches thrown, he's controlling the distance and you're
He's
talking about
landed
aggression.
a
He's
shot.
not just running in aggressive
Mind you,
like
he's not
Anthony
the only
Taylor.
one. Jay Craven in the comments says first round even. I mean,
No, but a lot
It
of
was.
what Swarms is doing is having to react.
Has
to
he
what
landed
Deji-
All I want to
anything?
say, you guys laughed at me when I said that about the
Yeah,
last
we
fight,
did.
and then it turned out Anthony Taylor
No,
won.
you-
But
you're right.
that was dodgy. That was dodgy cooking.
Look, I'm not. Look, Deji's controlling the center of ring, and he's
Swarms-
pushing Swarms back, but
last
he
time
hasn't.
I-
He wasn't that effective in the
But
round.
he's landed punches.
that's what Deji
But
should
no,
do
they're
there.
not.
Go
Look,
to the
that's
body.
not a damaging punch, though.
It's
It
still
doesn't
a punch.
matter. It doesn't have to be a
Swarms hasn't
damaging
landed
I'm
punch.
not saying I
anything.
gave the round 100% to Swarms, but I said it was. It could.
If
swing
I
either
land
way.
3 punches and you land none, I've won the round.
You know when he
Period.
back, what he should do when he backs him to the ropes and he starts to shell up like that. Go
Body
to the body.
shots.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying about Swarms? You throw a shot and his head in.
See
there.
right there, body. No, he
There
did
you
it
go.
there.
That's class.
Good body
That's
shot.
good. That's good. That's
Yeah, it
really
is.
good boxing.
No,
Deji.
James is going to say this is 50-50.
No, I'm not saying. Stop putting words in
60-40.
my mouth.
That's it.
mate.
That's
60-40.
it.
There you go. But unleash more, man. He's in the pocket.
Doesn't
You
need
need
to. He doesn't
yeah,
need to.
Of course you do.
He's winning the round.
Yeah,
is
but you
Swarms
got your
doing?
man hurt. You need to have that killer
not
instinct.
hurt.
I
That's
don't
the
think
one
he's
thing
not
that
hurt.
Deji's lacked.
Where-
a bit.
Oh, he caught
not
him,
hurt,
huh?
sorry, not hurt, sorry. In a dangerous position. I don't
Swarms
know
just
why I said
landed
that.
his first shot of the night.
Literally. His gloves would have come back clean.
Is Deji's nose bleeding, or am I?
He just
Am I
got caught with a
seeing
big right hand there.
He did, yeah.
But Swarms
You
is
know
getting backed
what,
up.
yeah?
You can tell Swarms is nervous because he's a bigger man, but he's constantly getting backed
But
up.
if you're going to deploy the high guard, why are you not using the high guard coming forward to land shots instead of just sitting against the ropes?
Yeah, he's trying to rely on that one shot bang. It's nice from Deji.
Go
Thrown
back to
from
the
different-
body.
Thrown from different
Mate,
angles,
good
which is
slip
really
from,
good to see.
Yeah. Swarms is getting a bit desperate.
Deji actually
He's swinging
uses his
those
head,
wild
you know?
hooks.
Deji actually uses his head.
He's got some of the best head movement in this scene.
Someone did say before the fight, they
Look,
said
he's got
he hasn't
really good
got the
head
punch power, but they thought that
very
in terms of
technical.
technical fundamentals, he might be one of the better people in the
Oh,
world.
he is. He really is.
He is very much so, and he selects his shots. He doesn't actually just throw
What
to
about his
throw.
defense?
Ladies and gentlemen, Shane has arrived to the show.
Bro, I'm breaking down this technically, bro. Look at he's
But that's what I
selecting his
mean when I
shots.
said a guy who's fought for 5 years and a guy who's fought for 8 months. He should have
But you
a lot
said it's
more technical
50-50,
skills.
bro.
I said one round could go either way. This round's a clean-up.
This is an absolute schooling in this round.
Oh, this is.
in fact, he could be on the verge of getting stopped because he's not throwing back.
Nothing.
I don't think they'll stop it for that though.
Why
They
not?
should, but I don't think they will.
The referee will
Actually,
say, look,
they-
if you're not
He's rocked
The
him.
right
he
hand,
didn't
a right
rock.
hand.
He wobbled him,
Swarms.
Mickey. He wobbled him.
wasn't.
Nah, he was off balance.
He was
Go
just
back
off
to the
balance.
body.
balance.
What is Swarms doing?
He was just off balance.
Yeah, he's
He's off
swinging
balance.
wild swarms.
Yep.
Swarms is
Deji's
gassing out.
got
Yeah.
good head
But
movement.
it's the body punches, you see. Swarms is starting to gas because he's got body punches.
What I would say to Deji though is, when you move your head, try keep your hands up still with your.
And the thing
covering
about
your
Swarms
face.
as well that I just noticed that he's very square on.
That's what I said, yeah. Very
Very
much so.
square
yeah.
on. So you're presenting an even bigger target. when
That,
you do
if you're gonna do that, you have to do that applying aggression going forward. You can't do that on the back on the ropes. That won't work.
This camera.
Stevie OBG says, stick to football, lads. Respectfully, none of you have a clue about this game. Steve,
That
be
is
quiet,
a-
bro. Because
Steve-
I guarantee you could not talk to me about boxing.
Never.
To be
I would
fair,
school you
Shane's
Never.
probably a
every
bit of a
single
casual,
day
but
of the
us
week.
three know what we're talking
Bro.
To
about.
be fair to Stevie, you tell us we're 2 rounds into this fight. You tell us what you're seeing. and
There-
let's
No,
see if
but
it's-
this guy, he's,
Well,
just
let him
he's a
talk.
clown.
I would
He's a
never
clown.
Let him
even
talk.
respond to that.
Steve,
Never.
hang on. Stevie OBG, I would take you to school in every aspect of boxing. Don't
Fact.
play with me, bro.
Fact.
Like, don't play with me. Anyway,
I wouldn't even respond to that because, bro, you could never say that. to
you're
me.
a clown.
You could
I
never
can
say
just
that to
tell
me.
by that comment.
Never.
To be fair, I think
I
you're
would-
probably pretty new to the boxing world, aren't you?
You
Shane?
must be mad. I was born into boxing. Never. Never.
Deji showing his experience.
Deji better than
and showing
KSI.
how much he's improved. Yeah, for sure. I think we're all unanimous on that. On
That
that
one,
front.
he tried to duck down a little bit too late.
Yeah.
Saw the shot coming down too late.
See, that
No,
was
he got wobbled there.
Bro,
No, it's not a
he
wobble.
was off balance.
He
He
wasn't-
was exactly.
He's trying
but
to
he stumble
dip
back.
at the same time as the shot
He was
landed.
not wobbled.
I know what you mean. I think the word wobbled maybe isn't the right choice of word, but
He
I know
got
what you're trying
caught,
to say.
yeah.
Okay, his cranium wasn't spinning, but he got hit off balance, and he was a bit.
Yeah, well, he's-
Swarms had followed up with another
But off
punch. He could
balance
have
is
been in
not the
danger.
same as being like her. You know what I mean?
Everyone in the chat saying, "Where's Stevie? Laurie versus Stevie." He's done a runner.
Yeah, is that going to be the undercard to me versus expression?
No, if we're talking, about boxing knowledge and stuff like that, I would back myself against
Knowledge,
most
strength,
people.
integrity.
And this
Me as
guy,
well.
just the way he
Me
phrased
as well.
that, I can just tell he's a clown.
He tried to give you the Roger
To be
Mayweather
fair,
award.
he does have an Arsenal thing in his DP, so he's clearly, made some bad decisions in
Intellectually
his life.
challenged.
Well, I wouldn't go as
I'm not
far as to
gonna go
say
there.
that. I'm not going to go and be that.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
I'm
No, that's,
joking.
But in
You're
terms
an
of
Arsenal
boxing-
fan, innit? So everybody who supports Arsenal's intellectually challenged.
So we're in
To a
rounds
certain
3
degree.
or 4, people, and all rounds have gone to Deji. Oh, that's a good
Swarm's
shot.
trying
there.
to fight back, and
You say he's trying to fight back, but
Bruh.
he's just giving up
he threw
everything.
a couple of punches. That was
He's-
him
he's
trying
wild
to fight
swings.
back.
He gets hurt and
he's
then he
trying
tries
to
to hit
take
these
more of the
hooks.
center ring.
Is
but
he? He's just backing off
he
to
was
the
he was
road.
he started to. He's getting backed up
No,
super
he's not,
easily,
bro.
but he was trying to. But in the earlier rounds, he literally walked onto the rope so easy.
That's what he's doing now.
But he literally tried to stay there. But he tried. I'm trying to give him some credit.
They're literally just giving up ground. Just giving up
They
ground.
look
and
gassed
retreating.
though. That was the weirdest clinch I've ever seen. They were both just chilling. They were happy
can't
to have
cap you,
breaking
But
time.
Deji looks very relaxed in there.
Deji
looks
is
tired, though.
absolutely
Who?
schooling him.
Deji's looked like he's tiring.
No, he's
I don't think he
gone.
looks
No,
tired.
he's not.
What fight are you watching?
I don't
Are
think
you
he's-
He's
Steven
tired. Did you not
disguised?
just see that clinch, mate? They weren't even like they were both just stood
Tired,
still
bro.
waiting
He's just
for a break.
managing the fight. He's managing the fight.
Yeah, you could say that, but he's.
Deji looks real
Look
good.
at that.
Oh, he's in control, absolutely.
Oh, Deji's got his hands behind his
yeah.
back. Here it comes.
Come on, look, Swarms
Here it
is scared,
comes.
mate. That's where you got to go at him.
But the
Swarms
truth
doesn't
is-
wanna-
It's
Yeah,
one-way
it's really-
traffic.
really poor.
Oh,
It's
no,
one-way
absolutely. You're right. It's one-way traffic.
This fight
Did you
here.
actually just see that footwork? That was
Yeah.
actually really good
Yeah, the
footwork.
little
there
shimmy.
from Deji.
The
Yeah, that
little
was
quick
good
shimmy.
footwork. Yeah,
Yeah.
quick shimmy.
Mate, I feel like I'm watching Devin
Swarms
Haney
is
here.
holding on
No,
for
don't
dear
go
life.
that far.
I think he's just trying to go the distance.
What is this camera angle, man? You're showing the fans.
He's trying to go
This
the
fight
distance.
is exactly how Laurie described Salt Papi versus Anthony Taylor. One-way
Facts.
traffic.
One-way
But
traffic.
this one actually is
It
one-way
is, yeah.
traffic.
Yeah.
Look how Swarms goes. He doesn't do anything. He just goes straight back to the ropes. Look, right back to the ropes. He's not even doing
I'm
anything.
saying KSI, Deji, who wins? A lot of people in the chat saying Deji beats KSI.
No, he doesn't.
I think KSI has too many physical advantages.
Plus, yeah, exactly. Oh, this is good by Swarms.
Swarms, oh!
At last, he threw a
flinch up
punch
there.
in anger.
Good, yeah, and he caught him.
There we go. Swarms
if
going
it was
into it.
clean, but
Oh, no, now he's back on his...
Too little, too late, though, I'm afraid.
For sure.
Back
for
in his
sure.
fight. Now there's another round, to be fair.
the truth is,
There's another round. It's 4 rounds. It's
4 rounds.
I know, but what are you saying? That he won that round?
No, he
though?
just
No,
said
when
there
did I
is
say
another
that?
round.
You said too little, too late.
There
I
is
said there's another round. Well,
Right,
you guys
here we
putting
go.
words into my mouth.
No, because, you know, I can't be sure what to think with this Misfit stuff.
I
Leon
was telling you
Rose,
that
best
before,
PT
bro. I
in the
don't
game.
really know how to judge this. I can't cap, but this.
No, it should be the same
this
for
is
judging every fight.
This is easy work. This is easy to
yeah,
judge.
this is easy to score.
Deji is absolutely putting on a clinic.
But
This
I want
guy's
him to
looking
get
like
him
a
out
prime
there.
Shakur Stevenson right now.
Oh, so when I said he was
I
like
know, I'm
Devin
joking.
Haney, you're going to jump on me, but Shakur
I'm
Stevens... To be
I'm
fair, this
joking.
is Shakur Stevenson's level, so... Teddy Atlas might agree with me on that one.
Yeah, you never know. That guy is another guy. He just makes some outlandish
No.
statements.
Teddy Atlas is
He
the
knows
smartest guy in
boxing. He knows
boxing.
boxing, but he makes outlandish statements as well.
But a lot of them turn out to be true.
Nah, the way he was ridiculed.
Well, he said that Canelo was very overrated. Do you agree with that? Teddy Atlas said that. He said
I'm
he's
not
fought
sure I'd
bums.
100% agree.
He did
with
say that.
He has fought a lot of tomato cans in his career, but you know, who hasn't?
He said that he's very overrated. Do you
Who
think-
do you
Into
guys-
the final round, by
Who
the
do you
way.
guys want to see
That's
Swarms
Deji.
fight next?
I don't know if I want to see Swarms fight
Anthony
next.
Taylor.
Depends.
He'll get banged out
Could
by
be a good
Anthony
fight. No, I
Taylor.
want to see
Who?
Deji Anthony Taylor.
Swarms.
Swarms versus
Swarms,
Salt
Swarms.
Papi.
Swarms are
Who do you want to see Swarms fight next?
Salt Papi.
James.
James would win that still. James wins that.
Wait, what's going on
I
here?
think there was a punch that might have been low. I think there was a punch that was low. Ref said to
Oh,
keep it
here
up.
we go. Show
Can
me
you
the
imagine?
close-up of
Back in
Deji's
the day,
nostrils.
Swarms would have probably bullied Deji in school as well. That's the maddest thing.
But that's the whole thing with like that's why a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people who maybe got bullied at school and did things like that. Like no disrespect to them, but I feel like a lot of them do relate heavily to KSI and Deji because it is like that sort
But then
of.
it's good. It motivates a lot of people to
For
get
sure.
into boxing.
facts.
So it's
Facts.
very good for
Joe
people.
Calzaghe famously said that he used to get bullied at school. And
Yep.
look at him.
One
A
of
lot
the
of the
best
best
British boxers
fighters
of all
or
time.
people do.
A lot of fighters do.
Yeah.
A lot of either people that go to the gym or train boxing or whatever, they usually started off either the fat kid or the skinny kid that used to get
Swarms is
picked on.
trying to get lucky and land a counter.
He's got what you call a puncher's chance in
Yeah.
this.
Well,
maybe.
he- or
but
he
even
thinks
then,
he
we
is.
haven't really seen him.
He's not hurt, Deji. at all.
Yeah, throw any connect any power punches, not just in this fight, but any of the fights before. So there's no evidence to suggest
Although, to
that.
be fair,
you know.
Deji's not really hurt him either, has he?
No,
He hasn't.
But he hasn't given him an opportunity to. He stayed in his shell the
Well,
whole
that's,
time.
that's,
With this
that's
high
clever.
guard.
That's clever.
Where did he came to survive then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
You just can't get Deji's setting too many traps for him. You can't get near him.
Deji's way more skilled than him. Way
Oh, yeah.
more.
I can tell, this Misfits
And I think he's
boxing-
having trouble with that southpaw style as well.
Fact.
He doesn't know how
With
to do
this
that
Misfits boxing, that was my next point. I don't think they train a lot on footwork. Because I was about to say, he's struggling with the southpaw stance, and he hasn't tried to do anything to
Yeah,
change.
but you have to take into account, like I said, he's been boxing for 6 to 8 months. Your footwork's not going to be
I was
going to
say that you've got to talk to your fighter and see, okay, if we've got 4 weeks or a month for a fight, what do we do here? Do we try and get you the fundamentals? Do I look at you as a physical specimen and just try and train you in one? Where do we even start with someone like this?
Personally,
If that was you training,
I
Swarms.
always start with defense.
Yeah.
If I'm fighting, you always start how to defend yourself first. Because I think
Last 30
punches-
seconds of the fight, by the way, it's
I
been
think-
pretty much the same way. Sorry, Sean.
Your punches are, you can refine punches. The defensive mechanisms, that's the difference, That always work on defense.
What about you?
first.
You're a qualified coach. You've coached people before. You get someone like Swarms in your gym, even someone like Deji in your gym, novice. What do you do? Where do you start
I
with
think
them?
Shane's right. I think the first things you do is the stance,
Mm-hmm.
how to position your feet, and you learn the basic punches. But what underpins all of that is that you have to start from a point where you're not getting hit too much.
Yep.
So I mean, listen, boxing, as they say, is the art of hitting without getting hit.
Facts.
So that is your premise. Too often I go to gyms and I see.
And it's all over, by the way. Sorry to cut in. It's all over. Deji up celebrating.
Is he
Swarms,
crying?
Yeah, Swarms knows
pretty
he's
much
not.
knows
He
that
knows
he's
he's
out.
lost.
He knows he's lost, and it's been
lost
probably
every round.
4 rounds to Deji, in my
Comprehensive.
opinion. Yeah, is that upsetting for Deji to not finish him?
I think I would like to see Deji finish him, but I don't think Deji really cares. Deji wanted to build some momentum, carry on some wins, beat Swarms. I think he could have been more convincing. I think there's as in with his power. There's question marks over his power about getting people out of there.
James
I know he
likes a
knocked
knockout,
Fuzi Tube out. Who doesn't like a knockout? In this scene especially, if you want to draw the eyeballs, you need a knockout. But it's another name on the record for him. It's 2 wins now. He does need to build up wins. He does, because he was a joke man for a long time.
I look at Deji and on God's green earth here, I wonder, how did this guy lose 3 fights? I genuinely want to know.
Because he wasn't training. He gassed out. There was one of them, Vinny Hacker. He was absolutely piecing him up, and then after a round, he just completely gassed out.
He's got... I'm being honest, he's actually got fundamentals.
But he never trained. There's a reason his coach even left him and he went to another gym. He didn't train.
I think James is right. He's obviously decided to take it seriously.
Like KSI called him out. KSI blasted him. Like the way you're talking about Canelo blasting Ryan Garcia. KSI blasted him up and down the internet, the back pages, the front pages, every kind of page you can
think
get.
Swarms needs to stick to rapping still.
No, but I mean, it's an experience for him.
Instead of doing 12 rounds,
Look, it's tough.
stick to the 12 bars.
I'm sorry, but if you've been training for 6-7 months and then you're fighting your second ever fight in front of 18,000 people, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to slip
I
up.
think you're right. I understand. I appreciate the money that he's getting offered might be more than what he makes outside, but he still says yes. You still have to.
Yeah, would you turn down an opportunity like this?
I could maybe
Mate, this is your dream to fight in front of 18,000 people.
I don't know if that's his
Is it not?
Dream?
Okay, when I started playing football when I was 2 years old, my dream was to play in front of a massive crowd. I don't care if it's a charity match or whatever.
Facts.
Same with boxing. If you start up lacing the gloves at a young age, your dream is to box.
And let's be honest as well, right? Let's be honest as well. This can only help his brand. So if he's a rapper as well, he's going to get a lot of attention through this type of stuff too. So he didn't get knocked out. He didn't disgrace himself. He was well beaten. But like you said, James, he can use this as a way of trying to get better.
If that's the case, then who does he fight next, James?
I would put him in against Salt Papi. Salt Papi needs a win. Well, Salt Papi needs a win. He's coming off a loss. Swarms, I think Salt Papi will clean him out.
Trying to get him
So
another
he'll just
loss.
be Misfits food.
No, but it's money for him. Yeah, but Swarms doesn't care. Swarms isn't trying. It's not like a boxer trying to stamp their record. They want big fights to build their brand.
You've got to get him a win sooner or later, bro.
He's already got a win. He won his last fight.
He's
got 2 losses and a win. He beat Ryan Taylor in his last
but
fight.
that shouldn't actually have been a win.
Yeah, it was. He knocked him out in 10 seconds.
Oh, was that the one where the guy No, he needs a win, man.
That's a no contest, bro.
I remember watching
that. Was a win.
Yeah,
that wasn't no contest.
Bro, it should in a real boxing.
The guy got thumbed in the eye,
thumbed in the eye.
It wasn't. It was just a beautiful jab, mate.
No.
Well, it might have been, but it was cut short prematurely. He needs a proper win.
Yeah, proper win.
I mean, Deji is still able to get good fights, and he went 0-3 in his first 3 fights. So.
Stevie OBG, he's trying to come back at me. He said, Laurie, you tried to make a case for Salt Guy because you twerked for him and didn't want to look silly.
Salt Guy.
You're not schooling anyone, mate. Okay, listen, man. I admit I got the Salt Papi one wrong. I'll take that on the chin. But I would still school you in every facet of boxing. So shut the hell up.
Salt Papi wasn't an outlandish thing.
Yeah, what you said about... I agree. The Salt
Papi
Papi fight was quite competitive, so it's not like you've said something crazy.
Outlandish. Like Ryan Garcia's going to beat...
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Well, I would say more that Joyce was going to beat Zhang, but...
Bro, he was bookie favourite, bro. He was actually the bookie's favourite. Joyce was the bookie.
Liam Finnegan.
Like
order. Liam Finnegan wants to know who won. Deji won. He won every single round. And guys,
he won
stay
every
tuned.
minute of
every single round.
Not every minute.
Swarms
first
did.
First round was 50-50.
Okay, you can either listen to me or James. He won every minute of every single round. And we have the KSI fight coming up next. So drop a like on the video, and we can get into all predictions and all the rest of that for the KSI fight.
And thank you, look, for tuning in as well.
For sure.
I can't lie.
Even Stevie, even
1,200 of you. Let's get some likes going. Let's get up to 200 goddamn likes before this main event. Let's get some hype going here.
They do look alike though, don't they? Deji and his brother.
Well, they are brothers, so that kind of makes sense.
Right, I did say his brother. Not all brothers look alike.
No, that's true, bro.
True, but there's got to be some similarities.
Not all brothers are brothers.
No, like that.
If you're brothers, you got the same genetic pool, so... Unless if it's by freak accident, you will have some similarities.
Yeah, but not all brothers look alike.
Not all brothers look alike. If you see me and my brother, we look nothing alike.
Well, I wouldn't say he's like a spitting image of KSI.
I would. The only difference is the dreadlocks.
Well, his hairline as well, but...
Right, okay. So we're seeing Adi Oladipo from DAZN. He's interviewing the two fighters.
Boy, what a fall from grace.
What do you mean a fall from grace? He's doing both, and he's building his
That's
brand.
not a
He's
fall
making
from
money.
Joke, it's a...
No, but some of your
you guys don't
jokes, I
take a
must admit,
joke,
Shane,
bro.
they fall a bit
Yeah, they're
flat.
not even funny, mate. Come on, a joke's meant to have humor.
Hey,
in
listen,
it.
he follows me on IG in it, so I'm not even trying to say nothing disrespectful about him. Shout out.
There-
No, but this is, if you're Adi Oladipo, this is great work.
It's,
for you.
you making a big boy money, so
It's not even just the money, it's
It's
what,
the
it's what
money
he's
for
doing
me.
for his career.
I'll be doing it for the money. I
No,
ain't
but it's
doing it
what
for
he's
no-
doing for his career. It's getting him out there, bro.
I mean, let's keep it real. He was doing the commentary and this for Ryan Garcia versus Javante Tank Davis.
Yeah, and why do you think he's getting these opportunities? Because he's doing things like this which
Listen
build
to
his
what I'm
brand.
saying. When I meant the
He's
fall
got
from
no
grace,
defense.
I meant in terms of prestige. This isn't of a very high prestige. So
Depends who you're
hello?
talking to.
Have
For
you
someone
not
like
just seen
James,
Swarms?
it's probably.
obviously these men are.
Yeah.
But for money, I mean, make your money, bro. I respect it. But in terms of actual like credibility, I
Do
mean,
you think he needs to work on his defense,
Who?
Adi?
I've never seen him fight. Still,
I'm only joking. Jason Joe says, let's just test Laurie. Who, in your opinion, is the GOAT? My GOAT. Listen, it's a subjective. You might get around this table and get 4 different answers. For me, it's Muhammad Ali. I grew up on him. Not just inside the ring, outside the ring, everything. For me, Muhammad Ali. What's your GOAT?
Between Muhammad Ali and Roy Jones Jr.
Okay, yours?
Floyd or Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, so yours probably Ryan Garcia, isn't it? Or Anthony Joshua.
And you know, I got to give a shout out to Anthony Joshua. You know, Anthony AJ's in there.
No, listen, it's subjective, innit?
Floyd Money Mayweather for me. 50
Okay.
and 0.
Yeah, so
Well,
there you have it.
49 and all, but
50 and 0.
49.
McGregor's second best boxer of all time.
It's 50 and 0 because
Clip that.
McGregor was given a professional license.
He
for
was, and he's a great boxer.
Doesn't
So-
matter.
it. He's not a great boxer.
Um,
He's 0-1. So how
Yeah,
can he be a
because
great
he
boxer?
fought the best. He fought the best of all time, and he
Bruh.
lost. What is that a crime?
How
now?
do we see? I just don't want to talk about McGregor because James starts crying and it's a mess.
not
How
true.
do
I
we
should've brought some
see
prop on
the
number 12 for
KSI fight going down?
I'm sticking to my guns, man. I know I got the Salt Papi one very badly wrong, so I'm looking a bit.
Are they
I'm
doing
looking
a
a bit sad right now. But listen, man, from what I took the trouble in the research for the DR Boxing Weekly show, which we do every week. Make sure you check that out. I watched some of Joe. I'd heard of Joe Fournier, but I'd never really seen him box. And he's more known for being David Hayes' mate.
Yeah. That's
You know
how
what
I
mean?
first heard of him.
But what I did is,
Oh hello. It's
Oh, that's what they were doing. I was going to say they're doing the flipping Undertaker entrance again, and it's your boy Pineda.
What a guy.
Hey, he's
what a
back.
guy. Why is he so? I've never heard him say a single word because we always watch his fights.
No,
No
he's
commentary.
Spanish. That's why.
He's Mexican.
First of all,
Spanish-speaking,
Spanish-speaking
sorry.
people
Yeah.
still speak. I just
No,
said
he does.
I know. I said I've never heard him speak. That's all I said. I didn't
Yeah,
say
he,
anything about his
says,
language.
he speaks all the time. He says, "Vamos."
But because we're always watching the fights, I don't
No, but
hear
he's
him. But I
Mexican.
find him so likable.
Spanish-speaking.
Yeah, I know. Man.
I like it. I
I'll
like
keep
it so
it
much.
real, yeah. This is evidence for why Misfits is great. He has no talent in the boxing ring, but the truth is he's made a massive name for himself and he's made money, so you gotta respect it. Like anyone who's making money, I'm gonna
I
respect.
think he's a slick boxer.
Not all money is good money. You know?
This is good money.
This is good money.
It's good money,
Not
bro.
all money's good money.
Not
But
all
this
money
is good money, bro.
All
If they-
money is
Bro,
good
if
money.
they were willing to pay me, I'm going there. I don't even care if I had to fight
I'm a bit
KSI,
worried
bro.
about you. Is he saying you do anything for money?
In Misfits
you.
boxing, of course, I would fight anyone in Misfits boxing for money.
Okay.
What was
Even
he
if
doing?
it's a
Did you just come in to cut a promo?
Anyway,
on his dick?
you guys cut me off. I was talking about the
Sorry.
prediction for the fight. So I've taken the trouble to watch some of Joe Fournier's fights. So as we know, he's had 10 fights, 9 wins, 9 KOs. One of the fights was a no contest. We know that the majority of his fights, if not all of them, have taken place in the Dominican Republic, which is a bit of a telltale sign. I think his record, the record of his opponents is something like 24 wins and 116 losses. But nevertheless, because I knew I was coming on the show and me being me, I wanted to be versed in what I was saying rather than just coming and talking. I watched some of his fights. I have to say, I'm being honest now. No shade on the guy, you know what I mean? I've got no reason to dislike him. He didn't look very good. He looked plodding. He looked pedestrian. And then, of course, I'd seen KSI fight and I've seen him improve. I've seen him in the gym. He looks a lot more athletic. He's 10 years younger. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's quicker. He's got more skill. He's more explosive. So that would suggest to me that there's only one winner in this fight. I think if Joe Fournier goes the distance, he's won, really. I think he might go the distance, a 6-round fight. But I very firmly believe that KSI will not just win, but he'll win well. That's my prediction.
Before we go on to the other predictions, I'm hearing that Pineda, what he was doing there was actually calling out Swarms.
That's a good fight.
He'll beat Swarms. He's a professional fighter.
Well, he didn't beat KSI.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't beat KSI.
Yeah, but KSI is at the
also a
top
professional
level.
boxer.
Though. Swarms is at the bottom level.
Fair enough. Yeah.
What, he's at the top level of professional boxers, KSI?
No, he's at the top level of Misfits.
No, I think that's a good fight, actually. Swarms versus Pineda.
What?
It's not a good fight from an entertainment perspective, but it's a
It's a
winnable
good
fight for both of them.
It's a good fight.
Why is that a good fight for Swarms?
It's another
It's
loss.
a big name. It's
Swarms
a big name
loses
for him.
that fight.
Because it's a big name for him, and he has a shot in it.
If I, listen,
He has
if I,
more of a shot in that than he does against Salt Papi.
listen, if I'm managing Swarms, I'm trying to get him a win.
Yeah, but Pineda is winnable. Pineda's not that strong.
You have to put him in there with someone. I'm not even gonna lie. You might have to put him in there with like Papi Cakey.
I'll put it this way. I think I'll put it this way. I think Deji beats Pineda. Deji beats Pineda. So I
Yeah,
think
Deji does, but not Swarms.
exactly. So Swarms has just fought Deji. It's an easier fight than Deji, and it's a big name. So I think. It's
I think you maybe put Swarms in with someone that's a little bit smaller and weaker that he can beat.
Pineda.
A winnable fight, but somebody who is new to the scene, so it doesn't.
Just mention Papi Cakey. That's the definition of Papi Cakey right there.
Nah, you can't have a fight in Papi Cakey, bro. Come on, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But anyway, yeah. So that's what he was doing in the ring. What about you guys, James? Your prediction for KSI?
Yeah, I mean, like you said here, I just had to whip up Joe Fournier's box rec as you were saying that. His last fight was against a guy 1-11-0. Fight before that 0-13-0. Fight before that 1-11-0. Fight before that 0-5-0. So to say he's been fighting top caliber opposition would be an understatement. But the main thing for me is physically he's too slow. He doesn't have enough power, and the biggest evidence of that is he knows he doesn't have enough power and that he's slow because he's releasing training footage. First of all, that he's sped up. He thought nobody would notice. He's put training footage up of him doing 2 times
I saw
speed
True
on the punching.
Geordie was airing him out. for
Yeah,
that,
but
wasn't
everyone was airing him out. He was
training
doing.
footage.
Oh, swear.
He was faking. Joe Fournier
even know
fake
that.
sparring footage. He was punching pads. He was doing twice the speed, and then the other one, he knocked 2 people out who took the biggest dives you'll ever see. Like fake, you can tell when someone fake knocks out. Like he hits them with the right hook and they go flying like they're in an action movie. Like they're.
And if you look at some of his fights where he's got stoppages, even those were not like he was knocking
Not
guys out. He was just
devastating knockouts.
overwhelming them.
Yeah.
He was just basically
So
hapless opponents who were just.
I think
shelling
all
up,
of us
taking
here
punishment.
don't really give him much of a chance. But
I give him no
No,
chance.
not necessarily. Not
but
necessarily.
if he's going to find a path to victory based on what you guys have seen, how does he? Because I doubt you've gone and researched his
Yeah,
career.
bro,
So
yeah.
what if he's going to find a path to victory, James? How does he find that path to victory?
I'll tell you the path to victory. He finds the Golden Gate Road or wherever it is, and he takes that road all the way to Narnia or wherever the hell, because he ain't getting no victory. There isn't no path to victory in this ring tonight. KSI is too strong. He's too quick. He's been on the big stage for longer. He's going to have better bottle. I think he's technically better. And I don't see that Joe Fournier can really trouble him. I think he's going to trouble KSI, and I want to see how he comes through this. But
I think
not a
What
snowball's
Fournier
chance in
needs
hell
to
does he
do
beat
is
him.
have a look at the canvas and find the right
the
place
spot.
to take the knee like Ryan Garcia. You know, Black Lives
Why are you
Matter.
going at Ryan Garcia again, man?
I was going to say, if I was Fournier, my tactics would be to use his experience,
Yeah.
shell up, not take too much punishment early, and try and come on down the stretch. Maybe try and land a counter punch. In other words, kind of try and lull KSI into a false sense of security, tucking up, waiting for your opportunity to land a big shot, and then if you do, try and jump on him. Failing that, like I said, avoid taking too much stick. Try and take it to rounds 4, 5, and 6, and see how you go.
What's the comment say?
But realistically,
they're just saying it's a
he's
joke
got no
fight.
chance.
All the comments saying it's
Fournier
a
is
joke
too
fight and he's
stiff.
just going to get smashed
Yeah,
up.
he's
But
going to get smoked.
for KSI, he's very, very good with regards to YouTube boxers. In that YouTube boxing world, and some of you guys are right.
He's the best one for me.
He's the best one in that.
He
Longest,
beats Jake
to be
Paul.
fair, so-
Does he beat Jake
Yes.
Paul?
Yeah, I think he
Yes.
does. So, what are the weaknesses in his game? Do you know what I mean? Because if we're looking at Fournier and saying, okay, forget about this fight, KSI is probably going to dust him. But where are the weaknesses in his
The
game?
weaknesses
so that
that
we
I
can start
see
to
is
match
that
him.
he's a bit unconventional, a bit unorthodox at times. So he can be hittable because he will dive in there and start.
Facts.
But then again, those are against guys that he knew he could overpower. I suspect in this fight he might be a bit more circumspect.
But that's what
He'll
we don't
treat
know.
Fournier with a bit of respect.
He's changed his style a lot. Obviously, when he first fought before, when he was fighting under Vidal Riley, he used to spam those windmill shots, the overhands, like he was doing against Logan Paul. Since then, he's gone to London Shoot Fighters. He's changed things up a bit, but he hasn't been tested. And like you said, in the Temper fight, his last fight, he does have a tendency to charge in and get clipped with it. He likes to do. He loves that move that he used to knock Temper out with. He's been talking about it for ages, where he starts orthodox, goes southpaw with the jab, goes back to orthodox with the left hook. He loves that move, and he tried it like 3 times in that fight before he landed
He
it.
is very one-paced. If you're talking about weaknesses as well, when I mean one-paced, it's like he's either fighting at 100 miles an hour or he's not doing nothing. You know, and I think
It's like Amir Khan
he
stuff.
does need to develop a slow game. You know, where you can just almost like Tyson Fury stand. I don't want to compare, but stand in the center of the ring and still relocate your opponent without expending a great deal of energy.
I've been watching footage of him training, and I must admit, I was actually quite impressed.
Yeah, he's a hard working
He's
man.
an athlete, man.
Yeah,
He's a super hard worker. There's no doubt about that.
No, but
Everybody
he's
does it.
actually athletically gifted.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at his lats, mate. Of course he is.
I mean, he
Man
gets
alive.
He's
an Arsenal fan, of course.
he has a lot of money
As
to
opposed
pay
to
for the
this.
right training and nutrition as well, so that does help as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
No, I don't buy into all of that. Like training, if you're talking boxing training, yes. But in terms of your fitness, your athleticism, you don't need rich, expensive training. People saying that because you have access to top coaches, that doesn't
But
make a difference. It's
nutrition-
very
He
simple to get yourself
he
fit.
said nutritionists, conditioners, personal trainers.
Sure,
Don't
that
need
does
that.
make
All
a
you need-
difference.
the
Of
only
course
thing
it
that
makes
makes a difference is your chef
does
and your
make a
boxing
difference,
training.
bro.
In
So you-
terms
so
of,
you-
does make a
so
difference.
in
one
terms of
second.
conditioning, anyone can go for a
Just
run.
1 second.
Anyone can
One
do
second. So
bit of
you're
stuff.
saying that AJ, from when he was an amateur boxer making no money to when he was world champion, there should have been. You don't think that would have had any impact on the fight? His financial situation wouldn't have had an impact on
his conditioning.
on his
So
conditioning
what
of
you're
his feet.
basically saying, strength and conditioners have no use then?
Strength and conditioners do have use, but to say it makes leaps and bounds difference in terms of the average Joe going in there, his conditioning
does,
wise.
bro.
because he has
No.
that-
What- listen,
it doesn't.
1 second.
The only thing that gives it is because he has the money. He can get the nutritionist, maybe he can get the people making his food, the chefs. That will help him, and he has the ability to completely block off a day to train.
And what are you talking about? And he also has equipment that the average Joe doesn't have. What do you mean?
Need? What equipment do you need to get fit? You
To
can
get
run.
in the condition that he's in.
Run.
You think it's just a run that's going to get you in that condition,
Run
bro?
and spar. Run
Bro,
and
you're
spar,
on
mate.
some-
What kind of
No.
what kind of
You
mad
think
equipment
it's
does he
just
need?
crazy.
You can go to any gym for 20
So why are
pounds and
all
get
the best
equipment.
boxers in the world employing strength and conditioning coaches?
Of
then?
course,
All
I
of
mean,
them. Even your boy
it does,
Ryan.
of course, it can
Didn't
help.
work, though.
It can help a little bit, but it's not that.
A
key.
little bit.
Tyson Fury even said himself, mate. Look at him. He's not exactly the fit. He's not exactly the best
Bro,
looking guy in the
have
world.
you-
he's still fitter than Anthony
Can I ask you a
Joshua.
question?
He's
Have you
6'9".
ever?
To a boxing
Can I ask you a
fight?
question?
He's 6'9".
1 second. Like genuinely, have you ever been in like a camp with like a professional fighter before?
Semi-professional.
Bro, they will tell you how important strength and conditioning is, bro. They will tell you. It's very,
Of
very
course,
important.
but you're saying but anyone can get strength and conditioning. You don't need these elite coaches to
But
be
if
able
you
to.
do
It
have
may
elite-
make like a 0.1% difference.
You're on
but if
drugs.
you're
I think
talking-
it's a bit
Are you
It's a bit
just
more
saying
than
that
0.1.
because Leeds have got Sam Allardyce and you don't want to spend big money on?
yeah.
No, but all jokes aside, in any career there are levels, right? So you can go and get. You're right. What you're saying is correct. That if we're all basic guys on minimum wage or even unemployed, you can go into a gym and you can run and you can lift weights and you can do all that kind of stuff. But there are people that can work with you on specific types of things that are going to work for you specifically that are going to be very, very expensive. Training camps for professional fights are very expensive.
bro.
Of course, that will make like the 1% difference. But my point is, in order to
1%.
in order to become
He said
fitter than
0.1 a minute ago. It's
yeah,
gone up,
well,
what,
it depends.
0.9?
If you're at the top level, then yeah, 0.1%. But in terms of getting fitter than the majority of these fighters here, anyone
No,
can do it.
I
When you
respectfully,
when
I
you
think
see-
you're
when you
way
see
off.
these fighters
Way
that are
off
out, when
for
you
that.
see these fighters that are out of shape and not that fit, you can't say it's because they don't have
Let me-
access to the top.
let me
No,
show-
but can I just say one thing as well? I think sometimes you look at aesthetics a bit too much.
I'm not talking about aesthetics.
Just
I'm talking
because
about
somebody
stamina.
doesn't look Just because they're not ripped. And
That's my point. Well, I just said with Tyson
Now, can
Fury.
I finish? Just because someone's not ripped doesn't mean to say they're not in good condition.
I know.
Because people's body types are different. What myself, Shane, and Nick are saying is the evolution of boxing with strength and conditioning coaches has proven to work. You know,
Facts.
you see these guys that spend a lot of money on strength and conditioning coaches, getting themselves in the best possible shape. I'm not saying that you have to have these guys to, you know what I mean? But if you look at most fighters in the world today, they do employ strength and conditioning coaches.
As you should. I'm just saying it's
So
not
when
that
you're saying
imperative to his game.
0.1%, I think it's way higher
Including
than
what
that.
Shane said previously about nutrition, what Shane said previously about having the gym in his house, what Shane said previously about different people that can help him get the right sleep, the right recovery,
Bro,
all of these different things.
The only thing which it won't make a big difference in Misfits, but in boxing generally, bro, you gotta remember these guys have to weigh in the day before.
Yeah.
If you understand how important it is for a fighter to peak at the right time, and you're saying 0.1%, bro, you definitely don't know
Also,
what
the
you're
amount of
talking about.
professional boxers, and I know we're comparing again, we'll get back to Misfits, but the amount of professional boxers who don't get paid enough to do it full time and still have to do an 8-hour shift at the plant or wherever they have to work,
No, that's,
and then turn
that's
up.
what. No,
So
that's
that-
a big difference.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking. So all of this type of stuff, you're getting like KSI is the top, one of the top guys in social media. So even if you do have someone like a Tennessee Fresh who has a huge social media following, her P's is not KSI P's.
No, I know,
Do
but
you know what I mean? So
the
that
point you
level-
made there is a lot more important.
She can't invest the same way that KSI can with the time and everything like that. And that's what I think makes him genuinely incredible, because he does so many different things, regardless of whether he does them at a high level. We're talking about YouTube, music, whether you watch his content, enjoy his music or not. The amount of hard work this guy puts in,
Of
that he
course.
doesn't really have to, but just to go above and beyond
Facts.
is genuinely
And
incredible.
Unbelievable.
If I'm saying, and you guys can
And yes,
disagree,
Deji won. A few people asked in the chat, did Deji win? Yes, he won.
I'm saying that if he didn't have the financial resources, the level of progression that he would have had in the boxing
It's a
game
shortcut.
would not be the same way. I'm
100%.
just saying
No,
that.
that's correct. That's
That's
correct.
what
but,
I'm saying.
but I know. But what I'm saying is the point you made there about him not having to go to a factory and the fact that he can he can tailor his schedule around his boxing life. I think that's a lot more important than having a nutritionist in his camp. I think that's the biggest reason that you're seeing him develop the way he has. If you're talking about his boxing knowledge,
I think
and
they
you're
all
talking about
tie.
his
They
fitness,
all
those
tie
are
into
two
each other. They
different
all come down
arguments.
to one thing, and that one thing is money.
Money.
Of course,
People
yeah.
asking what time does the
Everyone
fight
knows
start?
that.
We're just watching Joe Fournier and
his hands wrapped.
KSI get their hands wrapped right now, getting interviewed by Big Zoo, and the main event is coming very, very shortly. So stick with us. Get your predictions in the
19
chat.
minutes.
6 rounds of boxing. Let us know how you think this is going to go. Most of us think that KSI is going to win. James,
Are you guys
Shane, sorry.
familiar with any of their coaches, by the way, just out of curiosity?
I don't think I am.
Not even KSI's coach.
KSI is
I don't
trained
know.
by someone
KSI.
called Dimitrides or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's training at London Shoot Fighters.
Yeah.
Training the coach there. His
an
S
accent.
and C guy is Leon Wills, and he used to get coached by Vidal Riley.
Yeah, Vidal Riley is obviously he's a fighter.
Yeah, he's focusing on his professional career now,
Yeah.
so he's not coaching anymore. But he's gone over to Shoot
I
Fighters.
mean, that's a...
I am wondering kind of out loud though why this fight is at 6 rounds. I wondered if KSI requested that. Probably he did, given that it's his promotion. Because even that suits him really, doesn't it? Because if you're Fournier, I would imagine
Wait for
that
it to
he's...
gas out a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, no, but Fournier's... I don't know why he wouldn't have insisted on an 8 or 10 rounder because, let's face it, he's not blessed with
if
a lot
Fournier
of...
goes 8 rounds, he's
He's
getting
not blessed
dropped
with a
even
lot
more
of what
lightly.
I call fast twitch fibers. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
So he's more of a slow twitch fiber guy. So that would... His thing would be, let me try
You
and
think
take
an
it
8-round
rounds.
fight? Okay, you think an 8-round fight?
8 or 10 rounds would suit Fournier more.
Do you
I'm
think
not-
Because then he
later
can
in the
come on
fight, he's
strong
gonna
down
have
the
more joy?
stretch.
I'm not sure about his stamina to go that deep into.
Well,
a fight.
he's had 8 or 9 fights. I know he's won most of them inside the
I mean,
distance, but
KSI
you would have thought that he would have wanted more rounds.
KSI
I reckon the 6th round was probably something that
Okay, can I ask you
KSI insisted
something?
on.
You know, you're talking about his gas tank and whatever, and his fights being in the Dominican Republic, not too many eyeballs on it. This is a massive, massive stage for him, and that does affect his, that affects you with adrenaline and everything. Do you think that's going to affect him in terms of his endurance, his stamina, his game plan?
his nervous energy.
Well, what I would say is the man's 40 years old, so let's be honest, man. And he's given away 10 years to KSI.
But you think
We
that
all
if
know
it goes
as
into the
athletes that,
the 8th round, he'll have more joy than KSI?
No, I'm thinking that if I was him, even though I'm 40 and all that, I would have preferred to, because with his experience, he might be able to drag it out into the later rounds and have a chance that KSI blows up, you know what I mean?
I was
Throws all
actually
the-
going to actually
throws all the
agree.
combinations and then
actually
gets
agree.
tired.
I actually agree because sometimes younger fighters specifically, you know, they don't really
Yeah.
pace themselves that well.
Exactly.
And down the stretch, you actually start seeing them tire.
Exactly.
And that's when them experienced fighters start to pick their moments. And when the fight's at a slower pace, you might be able to pick your shots a bit better. And the explosive nature of KSI isn't as much of an effect at that point.
Not only that, we know that KSI, right? He's in this thing for the highlight reel knockouts. He's going to try and knock Fournier out.
First round.
So that uses up a lot of energy, obviously. This is what I was saying about Anthony Taylor and KSI, and Salt Papi. The fact that that fight was over 3 rounds helped him because he's got that herky-jerky style, in and out, you know what I mean, swarming and all that. Salt Papi was trying to set him up.
I don't think.
Salt Papi was trying to set him up.
I don't
and
agree
he
that
didn't
you
set
say
him.
that he's the least. I think he's arguably more experienced than Joe
Who?
Fournier, KSI.
No, he's
because
not, bro.
because
He's
he's
not.
more experienced on the big stage. He's more experienced fighting on the big event like this than Joe Fournier is. And when I've seen him fight in this big occasion, he fought with Logan Paul both times. When it got to the 6th round, he was actually growing into the fight. And had it had another couple of rounds, he would have.
A few people in the
dusted him
chat
out.
are saying that, you know, some people say, obviously, I don't know if they're being sarcastic or not, but a few people saying they think Joe Fournier is going to win, and a couple saying that they think KSI is going to win, but it's going to be more competitive than maybe people are giving it credit for.
Yeah, well, I've already been humbled because if I was a betting man, I would have lost a lot of money tonight because I
Did
would.
Stevie rattle you in the chat?
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about clowns. I'm talking about boxing.
I'm
but
very
seriously.
much enjoying these ring walks. I have to
I
say,
say this is for you
these
still.
these
This
ring
is
walks are
yours.
just amazing. I'm definitely going to watch
You know
back
what?
these
You
ring
need to drink
walks
some
several
water
times.
in order to quench your thirst.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah, I think that.
No, Prime needs to give us a sponsor so we can be advertising
Young
Prime.
growing man, I need a lot of protein.
I just simply, I don't know, man.
on the far right, but
I just simply cannot see Joe Fournier winning this fight. Based
mad.
on what I've seen of him and what I've seen of KSI, I just can't see it.
All
But
right, Laurie thinks KSI is going to win, so basically put your money on Fournier. Let's go.
no, but you said Saul Papi was going to win as
I
well.
know,
didn't
I
you?
know.
Bro, didn't this
Why
guy
not?
just get his gloves on?
Joe Fournier
so.
is about to make his ring
about
walk.
10
Straight
go with
away.
him, man.
How is he walking into the ring?
Maybe that was
straight
recorded.
away?
Maybe that was recorded earlier.
Maybe.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Was that live?
Yeah, that's live.
He didn't even warm up. He's
Mate, he
literally-
saw the
He's not
guy-
sweat-
he
there's-
saw
there's
the
no
gal out
sweat.
there and he whipped his gloves straight on.
There's no sweat
yeah,
on
he's
him at
getting
all.
knocked out he's getting knocked out early.
Joe Fournier coming out with a harem of women behind him.
Harem. Wow.
I could never do this ring walk.
yeah.
I can't even lie. I'd be
Mind you, he's
distracted.
used to that. Isn't he a nightclub owner or something?
I think he is involved in that sort of lifestyle. I mean, if he's around David Hay, he's got to be used to
Oh.
a lot of women around him.
The guy's a multi-millionaire.
He's a
Of course
nightclub
got
owner,
loads
isn't
of
he?
women around him.
And that's why I do give him credit, right? I'm going to say this because at the end of the day, boxing is a very hard sport, no matter what level you're at. So for him to already be a multi-millionaire and still be pursuing boxing, you have to give him credit because he could make his money in a lot easier ways.
Yeah, facts.
I would imagine he's getting a big bag for tonight, though.
I'd say that about both of them, to be fair.
Yeah,
He's milking his moment for sure. Do you know what I mean? He's enjoying the moment.
What is this guy
He's
doing?
milking it.
Big man.
But do you know what this is though? For YouTube boxing, he's got to do all this to make sure that no matter what happens in the ring, he'll secure another payday.
I can't
You know,
lie
the
to you.
payday for the difference, but the biggest difference between Misfits and not traditional boxing is that their payday is secured outside the ring,
Facts.
and traditional boxing it's generally secured inside the ring. Do you know what I mean? So that's why they're doing a lot of the stuff that's extra. But you know, that it is what it is.
I think this is the one time we need those that special camera from the glasses for that
GoPro.
ring walk there.
Nah, not for me. I don't really want to see that. Still, that's
Even warming up, the guy he looks very flat-footed, didn't he? Did you see that when he was bouncing around the ring?
Yeah,
He looked
yeah.
flat-footed, bro.
Who? Fournier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And normally you come out of a little bit of a sweat. Out of on like a 1 to 10 scale, you want to be doing your ring walk around like 4, 5, 6, reasonably warm, not completely cold.
But he's just come in, put on his gloves, and
Yeah.
he's gone straight out. He's not done no pad work, no warm up, no nothing. Just started. This is mad.
Maybe
Maybe
that's
KSI is the same. Let's have a
maybe
look.
that's a measure of how confident
I mean,
he is.
to be
Because he
fair,
genuinely
KSI
thinks
was
he's
a
going to
loser.
win, by the way.
Who's that? Fournier?
Fournier, yeah.
Ah, bro.
I don't think he's capped.
So did Swarms think he was going to win against KSI?
To be fair, I thought it was live, but now that you mention it, KSI didn't have his gloves on. And he wasn't doing any pad work either. So
No, but we
that
didn't see
confused
him
me a
in the
bit.
dressing room.
No, they did. They showed him just before they showed Fournier, and he was just chilling in a t-shirt and wraps.
I've seen when Anthony Joshua is getting rid of. He does the whole regimen, skipping, pads, everything.
He probably overdoes it. He puts most of his energy into the warm up.
in the
A
warm
lot of
up.
people have a spa. because they want to like get themselves zoned into a fight. They want to take a big shot before they go out there. Get them zoned.
Take
in.
a big shot before they go into the ring.
Well, not a massive shot, but like a little awakener upper.
If you're not awake before you get in the ring, here he is.
Is that
Bugsy Malone?
It's Bugsy Malone.
He was a good fighter himself. He's a kickboxer. Heath.
I know he's a good fighter.
This is why
definitely in shape.
it's good to have
He was a
James
good
on these
kickboxer.
panels. So you can-
I know he boxed, but I've never seen him box competitively.
No,
I
he
just
was
know he trained.
Amateur kickboxer, I think.
You got to give KSI credit though, to be honest. I mean,
Oh,
it's a
that-
show.
trust me.
100%.
I always
Do they have a
give
song
KSI
together,
credit.
James?
I don't know.
Yeah,
They might have just released a new song.
They do have a song together.
They do.
There
They
you
do.
go.
Oh,
So, okay, you're
fan of Bugsy Malone as well.
the Mr. Misfits. Let's see if you can
Mr.
answer this
Misfits.
question. What do AJ and KSI have in common? And don't say they're
from
both
Watford.
Nigerian.
Both from Watford.
Yep, that's
Both
true.
hail from
Yeah.
Watford.
Why not say they're both Nigerian?
Because that's obvious, isn't it? That's been said so many
I
times.
thought the Watford one would be more.
I thought that was more obvious.
Oh,
as well.
really?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
okay.
I think more people know he's from Watford than know he's Nigerian.
All right.
Maybe you know because of his name, maybe.
Although AJ doesn't back KSI for some reason.
AJ,
Yeah, he doesn't.
he barely backs himself at the moment.
You
He
know,
was
like
backing-
that.
he was backing people over KSI, which was quite
Does
surprising.
this guy even back himself?
Maybe they've fallen out.
Nah, they never even had a relationship in the first place. But,
Then why would he back him?
well, because they're both from Watford.
Who get? Oh yeah, the mean streets of Watford. They all stick together up in Watford.
Well, actually,
Literally.
technically, AJ's a Barnet boy. I'm claiming this one of my
The
own.
mean streets of Barnet.
Finchley,
You know, like
Finchley
that.
ABA's in New Barnet. It's
The
not even in
mean streets
Finchley.
of
So
Barnet,
that's
mate.
all I'm saying, mate. Shout out Barnet.
Which other ABA champion, heavyweight champion did they have? Finchley.
Please enlighten me.
Derek Chisora.
Was he at Finchley ABA? as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he actually?
Yeah.
I knew that. I just didn't know he was a
I
champion.
knew he trained in Finchley. I didn't think he was at
Yeah,
he was a champion.
He actually trained in Finchley.
That's why I didn't say nothing. 'Cause I was like,
He's a champion.
I didn't know he was a champion.
Oh, yeah,
ABA
he's
champion.
Derek Chisora, yeah, he was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he.
Because I thought he came to
In less than a
England
dozen fights.
relatively late.
Yeah, he
Are you
did.
sure he was
From
at that gym?
Zimbabwe.
Zim-
Yeah, that's
Zimbabwe,
what,
yeah.
Bugsy Malone in Misfits boxing. That'd be great.
Who's
It
this?
would.
That'd be great.
But again, he's a
that's
kickboxer.
that's Scarlet
He's not a
Faye. You don't know
boxer.
Scarlet Faye?
Nah, bro.
Neither do I. It's on the screen.
If you don't know, you get to know. I think
know
a lot
like
of people
that.
will be getting to know after.
Martin Parsons says nothing wrong with Watford, you tool. Sorry, Martin. I apologise.
The mean
You've
streets.
There's nothing
terrified
wrong
me.
with Watford.
I didn't say there was
know.
anything
Yeah,
wrong with
yeah,
Watford. I just said the mean streets of Watford.
Their club's a bit shit, but aside from that,
Man are
they're
getting
right.
upset for no reason.
No, he's
That's
not
what
getting
happens when you're in Watford, innit? Sensitive.
I don't know.
Dillian used to throw shade on Watford. so-
Literally.
He just doesn't like AJ.
and Dillian
Bro,
got knocked
Dylan
out.
throws shades at everyone, bro.
He
This
just-
guy is just
That's what he does. Yeah,
literally.
100%.
I was like calling Bacoli. I'm not even gonna say it.
Alright, here we go.
Right.
Here we
We're
go.
getting
They're in
the,
the
Main
ring,
event
yep.
is starting. I think they're
well,
singing
they're
the
not in the
national
ring
anthems
yet,
right
but
now.
they are in the ring, but they,
Yeah.
they're having a pre-fight festivities. What's her name? Scarlet Faye.
Scarlet
Man, like
Faye, yeah.
Bugsy's ice is looking nice, bro.
I was more looking at Scarlet Faye. You're
I don't
looking
like
at man's chain.
Come on, guys,
I
let's
don't like
focus.
seeing
It's
things I
boxing.
can't get still. So that's
You
why I
can't
don't-
get Scarlet
I know.
Faye either.
That's why I wasn't looking at it. I was looking at the chain.
No,
I can
man's,
get that.
man's got two eyes, blood. One was looking in this way, one was looking that way, blood. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I
So-
was looking at Michael Buffer's silky silver.
That shows you how big a fight this is, isn't it? The fact that they've flown over Michael
Michael
Buffer
Buffer.
to do the introductions.
Apparently
That tells
he
you
gets paid
everything.
like 100 bags every time someone wants to use the let's
Yeah,
get
yeah,
ready
he
to
does, yeah.
rumble.
That's patented, bro.
Yeah.
He's probably way richer than 99% of boxers.
Oh,
Facts,
mate, you
bro.
can look at that watch.
Boxing
mate.
is not a sport that people traditionally go in for the big money. Most people don't, especially if you're not a heavyweight or
I
at
mean,
least over 6 foot.
Floyd changed that though. Floyd did change that. Floyd
Did he?
changed that, bro.
Bro,
Bro, let's be honest. Like the purses that Floyd was getting, it encouraged a lot of people to get into boxing for money.
Yeah, but have they made that?
They'll never
No,
make
look,
that kind of money.
Not Floyd money, but life-changing money, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, what's life-changing money to different people?
Andrew Green says Laurie has his priorities right. Why is Shane looking at man's chain?
Let me show you why. It's very simple. I don't like looking at things I can't get. I can get the chain. I will never see that
To
girl
be
in
fair,
real
no.
life, so
Once
I'm
you
not
get
looking
once
at
you
it.
get the chain, you'll probably be able to get that girl.
No, that don't. It don't work.
Once
like
you
that.
have enough money to get that chain,
It don't work
then
like
the
that.
yeah, of
still.
course it does. The more money you get, the more.
Bro, you could get gel even if you're broke, but it's just about whether you get the opportunity to see them in real life. I would never see this girl in real life, so there's no point in me even looking at it.
Well, if you might get yourself
I'm
on the
just
next, you
teasing
might get
myself.
yourself on the next Misfits card, so you never know.
Bro, there's no one good enough to fight me, bro. It's calm.
KC's got the black and gold shorts on. With
KC?
KC.
KSI, sorry. KSI, same
But
thing.
you're getting dementia.
Both got
Joe
black
Fournier's colours are similar, but
Yeah, they both got
they're
black
yeah.
and gold.
Bruh. It's early signs of dementia for Laurie, bro.
not
A
early.
punch
Full
drunk.
set.
C to you.
Full set, mate. Full on set.
Drunk.
Oh, look at this, mate. The crowd are ready.
I'm
It's a
actually
fever-pitch
looking
crowd
forward
in
to
there.
this.
Yeah, so am I. I want
forward to
to.
this,
I'm intrigued.
Joe
to see how
Fournier's
he
from
performs.
Hounslow.
Your
From the
ends,
mean
bro.
streets of Hounslow.
From your area.
Hey, Joe Fournier's gonna win, you know, blood. You man don't know. You man don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know about the
From
ends.
your area, bro.
He's born in Monaco, though, man.
Yeah, man. All the man in Hounslow. So was I born in Monaco too? Yeah, man. It's Monaco to Hounslow. That's a well-known.
You,
You know what I mean?
you need to support him still.
Yeah,
He's
100.
from
No.
your area. No, you have to
Don't rope
support
me
him,
into
bro.
getting cooked, blood.
You have
Is that
to
Michael
support him,
Venom
bro.
Page in the corner?
It
of,
is.
Michael
Man, like
Venom Page.
MVP. Yeah.
That's where he learned that.
He's doing
that
bare
move
knuckle
from.
boxing, though, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, I saw that.
He's from Shoot Fighters as well. That's where he learned that move where he goes southpaw back to orthodox, the right jab, left hook thing. He learned it from MVP.
KSI looks.
I don't know if he switches stances when he does that.
He does.
He switches
He does.
stances
He literally he said it like the fight before that he wanted to try it. He starts orthodox, he jumps up and down, goes southpaw with the jab, and then back to
What does
orthodox.
Callum Sauerland actually do?
He
'Cause
must-
I've just
he
been
must be
seeing him
involved in the
there,
promotion.
But what does he do?
Kelly Sauerland's a co-owner of Misfits. As well.
Oh, right, I see.
Oh,
there you go.
swear.
Yeah, he's
But they
the-
needed
yeah.
traditional boxing promoters to kind of get the show on the road, and obviously
I was about to say,
he
'cause
backed it quite.
in my mind, like, I didn't know Callum Sauerland had pockets like that. But I could
Yeah,
be
no,
wrong.
No, he's from a rich family, man.
Yeah, I know, but... Yeah, that's true.
He's from a
There you
rich
go.
family.
Time to get primed up. Some prime energy from KSI.
Here we're about to
Stares down
start,
Joe
guys.
Fournier.
The referee's about to call him to the centre of the ring, and we will be off 6 rounds or less.
And they're not even calling him
Here
in.
we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. KSI's got his hands down by his side. Fournier.
Based on what we were saying, or based on you guys' predictions, let's see how Fournier tries to start this fight. Let's try and get involved. Let's try and soak up
Well,
some
he's not
pressure.
throwing
No,
a
he
punch
doesn't,
yet,
mate.
so.
I can
Calm
see
down. It's only
Fournier.
been 10
Oh,
seconds.
KSI's trying it again.
First
mate.
right hand. First right hand from KSI.
He leaps forward with that right hand.
I can't
First
lie,
round.
yeah. That was fast.
That was, bro.
That was
See, he's
fast.
got good speed, man. He's got good.
That
told
looked like
you.
a prime Ray Jones Jr. there. That was quick, bro. I'm not even
And
exaggerating.
I'll tell you what, he looked a bit.
So I'm saying he does that and he tries to follow it up with the left hook as
No,
well.
Fournier's getting knocked out. He's getting knocked
Oh,
out.
that
bro.
uppercut.
Look at
Oh!
Fournier's
Is that
down,
knockdown?
but it's
He's
not.
just-
It's a
but
slip.
what
It's
was-
not.
He's thrown him
No,
to
but
the
what
floor
was
there.
significant about that, like James says, the way he just threw him to the ground
Yeah.
so effortlessly
Literally.
like that.
Fournier,
Yeah, but that's a
Fournier
big
is
thing as
getting
well
knocked
in a
out.
fight. The fact that someone's just thrown you to the ground, assertive
And not
physical
only that,
dominance.
look at KSI, he's got his hands down by his waist.
Yeah, man, he's chin.
mean,
KSI a
He's
better
it's the
technical boxer than
MVP
Chris
style.
Eubank Jr.
Or has he got total disregard for his opponent? Looks like he has.
Both.
Oh,
Oh, back of the head.
Fournier looks completely.
Hey, Fournier is out.
I think he's,
like
you know
a
what?
bear in a
I
headlight.
think he's still affected from that first punch, you know.
Hey, he wants a flight back to the
Fournier.
Dominican Republic.
They're in the headlights.
He's complaining to the ref about punch on the back of the head, and the ref is saying to him, "If I haven't called it, you have to keep
That
fighting
reminds
because
me
he's
of Pineda as well.
yeah, he's turning around and
But you
just
know what?
talking
That-
to the
that
referee."
is
Pineda
a-
took a hook to the stomach and claimed
That
it
is
to
an
hit in
old
the
trick
back
to
of the
try
head.
and buy time to recover a
jab.
little bit. This is what we're seeing.
But you know one thing about
They keep showing
KSI,
Tommy. Is it going to be Tommy Fury versus KSI
Tommy
next?
Fury KSI is what he's gearing
He's
Yeah.
he's so fast.
Wow.
But you know what? Yeah,
This
his
guy.
chin is in the air
Yeah,
24/7.
it is, yeah.
But like Laurie said, it's not that he's so good. It's a disregard for his opponents. Do you know what I mean? But it looks like they keep showing on the little screen in the bottom corner Tommy Fury sitting with his dad. So it looks
Oh,
like that's going to be the
caught
call.
again.
That is the next fight.
I don't know if
KSI
that
has said
landed.
many times he wants to fight Tommy Fury next.
You know what though? I'm not gonna lie. There is enough holes in KSI where you can take advantage of though.
Tommy Fury versus KSI would be a really interesting
It
fight.
would. He's a lot more explosive than Jake Paul, so it'll cause
comes
Tommy
Fournier
Fury
now.
more trouble in that sense.
Fournier's
but his
hardly-
Fournier yet to
defense
throw a
isn't as
punch,
good.
really. It's a bit of an Orly Harrison round, this one.
But KSI hasn't really tried to apply much pressure. He just spiraled in with a big shot and then basically hasn't really done nothing.
Well, he's thrown him to the floor.
Yeah, but nothing in a boxing sense.
No,
Nothing
but
that's gonna
as in
score.
in
There's
terms
no
of
jab,
pressure,
there's
but
no
he's
setting up. He's throwing the right hand.
And he doesn't seem to have a great inside game neither, KSI, because if you look at it, he's just throwing a shot at mid-range and then doing nothing.
I think
Kinda
he's
looks
trying
a
to
bit
pace
tired.
himself a bit. He's trying to pace
Mouth,
himself.
his mouth, chin's in the air, mouth's open. He almost looks a bit tired.
But I'm not going to lie, yeah. I actually prefer Deji, you know.
From a technical boxing perspective, for sure. He's just
He just look
KSI is more physical.
It's the explosiveness of KSI, though.
like At least Deji picks his shots a bit better. This guy's just out here just jumping in.
Yeah, but the level of
just chilling in the
opponent
sky.
is also a lot higher for KSI.
Professional
than Deji.
boxer.
What? Fournier?
Yeah.
What has Fournier
What, or
done to be a
Swarms?
higher level?
Then
Over
Swarms.
Yeah, he's better.
Yeah, that's true. No, I told you, Swim should be in with Pagey Cakey, bro. I told you. I'm being dead honest, bro.
End
Dead.
of the first round, and it's probably going to go to KSI. But
Henry
there wasn't.
Torres says KSI has no technique or skill.
That's harsh, Henry, mate. That's harsh.
Right.
He has minimal technique and
Office
skill.
Ricky says KSI looking weird.
Man just,
Yeah, but that's
Stuck
how
in
he
a-
fights, man. He's got a
Says
weird
fixed.
man just bouncing around, literally.
But that-
like a
yeah.
hedgehog. Or like a
Bouncing around like a hedgehog.
A rabbit. Just bouncing. Or a squirrel.
style. Like a hedgehog.
I meant to say rabbit, but
Oh,
it's
my
cool.
days.
KSI using a lot of energy quick. I agree. He looked a little bit tired towards it. Not tired enough to mean anything, but he did.
Tired.
I think he paced himself. I think so. I wouldn't be surprised.
John Fury's laughing, mate.
I would.
Tommy
he
Fury
did-
said something to him, and John Fury's laughing. He's like,
He
"We'll
probably
dust this
thinks
dosser up.
my son's about to make multiple millions of pounds knocking you out.
Facts.
So and probably twice.
We can't be beat.
So I suppose that
When he
means, that
throws
means
the jab,
no Tommy
why is his
Fury,
head
Jake
at
Paul
his,
rematch?
why does his eyes look at his feet?
Who's that? KSI.
KSI, he literally just throws two
Ooh,
jabs
ooh,
and
good
his
head-
eyes are
good
looking
head
at his
movement
feet.
Joe Fournier trying to counter there,
That
but
was
they
good
all
head movement
missed.
by KSI.
I think Joe Fournier is doing exactly what you guys said. Let KSI try almost tire himself out.
But
try and counter. He's just not
Really
quite quick
good
enough.
backhand
Great
there
counter hand right from Fournier. Yeah,
Really good backhand.
great counter
right
right.
there.
Give KSI something to think about.
Can I ask you a question? Is he like literally? I think he might as well just get skipping ropes out there because he's just jumping. Like KSI is literally just jumping.
That's what a lot of people do when they have no footwork. They try to make it look like they've got footwork by bouncing. Do you know what I mean?
literally horrible. No foot placement, just jumping.
He's not trying to set anything up, is he? Just diving in with hands.
Nah, he's waiting
You know,
for
you
that
know what
gap.
it is as well. Maybe because he caught Fournier with that big, literally the first shot he threw, he thought it was going to be easier than it is.
Levels though. Who coaches these men?
Oh,
No,
good.
there you
He
go.
hurt
For
him.
KSI.
He's hurt.
That's what he's
Yep.
going for. He's
Fournier
going for
doesn't
that.
want it.
Oh, and he's
Fournier's
out.
done. He could be out completely.
He's
Could be
out.
out
He's
completely.
He's out. He's
done.
out.
Could be
Oh,
out
he's getting a standing.
completely.
He's out.
He's
No,
getting a
done.
standing.
He's done.
He's done.
He's done.
I told
He can't get a standing 8 count if he's on the
I
floor.
said a standing
He's still
count,
on the
sorry.
floor
That's
now.
it. That's
He's
it.
out.
It's
He's out.
done.
That's it.
That's it. I
Oh, I
said.
said a standing 8 count.
It was
but
he
was
jumped
getting
in
a
with a
count.
right hand KSI, and then he was
Wow.
rocked, and then he just
Now
absolutely
you know why
smothered
the
him.
guy had his hands down by his side because
He's
he
got
Then he
real
absolutely
power.
smothered him. And
can he do that to Tommy Fury?
Yes, he can, mate. That is the shot you don't see
well,
coming.
Tommy Fury will have a little bit more technique to give him things to think about.
yeah,
He
yeah.
can't. He won't jump in unopposed. In this fight, he's jumping in unopposed whenever he feels like it. That won't
Was
be the
that the
case against
first
Tommy
round?
Fury. That was the second round.
Second round.
Early
You
onset
said
dementia.
you said second round knockout. You did, didn't you?
Now I said that for Deji still.
Oh, right.
I think it was.
But
Was it a left hook?
I
that
did say
knocked him out?
stoppage though. I did
Was it a
say
left hook?
stoppage.
Did anyone? I need to see the replay.
It was a right hand.
He went in with the looping overhand right, and
was
then
a
I
right
think he
hand.
might
No, but
connect.
remember he was hurt before that as well though.
yeah.
I'm
Mate,
literally
his
trying to see the
power
comments.
is
People are
crazy.
shouting "fixed" in the chat.
Derek Chisora's in the ring.
Of course he is. Whenever there's anything boxing related, Derek is always there.
Now,
It's delicious.
I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I did say to you guys,
Oh, he's doing
this is what was
press-ups.
going to happen. Younger, stronger, quicker, faster, hits harder. It was always only going to end in one way.
He's athletically
Mate, but that was
gifted.
again flatlined him.
Yeah, that was.
That wasn't just a knockout.
Some people are calling dive.
Oh,
They're
come
saying that
on.
the actual
at
knockout
that.
punch. Let's see it here.
Oh,
that's
great
that's
shot.
On
that's
the
not
chin.
the knockout punch though. Let's
No,
wait
but
for the
that's what
knockout
set it
punch.
up.
That's the
Yeah.
right hand.
See, he goes in right to the
body
stomach.
Bang!
It's an
elbow.
elbow. It's an elbow.
It's an elbow.
No, it's not. It's
He's
an
only
elbow.
It's an
elbow.
elbow.
No, it's not
It's an
elbow.
elbow.
It's an elbow, bro.
That's
That's
an
a
elbow.
clear
It's an
elbow.
elbow. Are
Look
you
at this
seeing
again.
it?
Look at this
No,
again.
it's an
See the
elbow.
elbow?
It's an elbow.
No, that's
Yeah,
not
that's
an
an
elbow.
elbow. That's an
That is
elbow.
an elbow, bro. What are you
That is
doing?
an elbow.
Laurie,
What are you watching, mate?
Production,
That's
can we get Laurie's glasses in here? That's an
Lynch,
elbow.
fam. That is an elbow. That's a
What's
clear
that
elbow,
again?
bro.
lethal.
This
He's
is
been
the best
spending
shot.
too much
This is the
time with
best
shoot
el-
fighters.
That is
That's
an
an
elbow,
elbow.
bro. Bro,
to
no,
me-
no, no.
What?
You got cataract in your eye, bro.
That's a clear elbow.
Bro,
Are they gonna no
bro,
contest it?
you are showing your age right now, you know. I swear
it's
down.
not, no,
Bro,
no.
that's an
What do you
elbow.
mean? That's a clean
Anyway,
elbow.
one bit. Well, if that was an elbow, then Liam Smith was an elbow. Then
Bro, that was an elbow. What do you
When
mean?
Liam
I
Smith
don't
was
care
an
about
elbow.
Liam Smith.
I'm
We're
talking
watching the
about
KSI
this
fight.
one. That
We're
was
watching
an
the-
elbow,
We're
bro.
watching
Mate,
the
he's been
KSI
spending
fight.
too much time with MVP. He's got him
I
for a full
can't
elbow.
cap. I can't cap Laurie. How you
anyway,
can't
that was
see
a knockout, bro.
Well, we're gonna see what the decision is.
It was a beautiful elbow.
It's
It
a
was a
knockout. They've
beautiful
given it a
elbow.
knockout.
But it was. I think
It's a knockout, but it's an elbow. There's no way you're not telling me that's not an elbow, bro.
It's a clear elbow there.
Clear elbow.
What I saw was a knockout.
The shot before was
I
a
don't know how
good
you
shot.
didn't see that.
The overhand
Everyone's
right
laughing
was
at
good.
Laurie in the chat. Do you know what I mean? It's an elbow. Commentators are saying it. Elbow, clear elbow, 100% an elbow. You know what I mean? Like before.
The shot before was
know.
good though, Nick.
Yeah, the right
shot
hand. The right
before
hand was
good.
great.
But that was a clear elbow.
He didn't do it on purpose. He's going for the swing, but yeah, it's you know.
it's dubious. To be fair, I'm not happy that he's won like that then, because now there's going to be a lot of question marks. A lot of people around.
Nah, he was going down anyway though.
Oh, he was. There was only one way
Definitely,
to fight.
He was going down anyway, but that was an elbow.
Yeah, that last.
That was a
last-
brutal
What
elbow
belt
right
is
on the
that?
chin as well.
What belt is that?
That's a Misfits boxing belt.
What belt did you think it was? Come
Bro,
on.
I'm asking. I didn't think it was a real
It's
one.
a WBC belt. Yeah.
Next week you're gonna see real WBC belts, bro. Devin Haney.
Yeah, that was
That wasn't an elbow. That was a forearm.
a forearm.
Bro, it's an
It's all
elbow.
connected, mate.
Elbow is this.
That was the.
Bro,
He
it
caught
was
him with
the
the elbow.
elbow.
He connected like that. He connected.
He caught him with the elbow.
Like,
100%.
if you connect like that.
One-
How much is
100%.
KSI paying you, bro?
To
Not
people
gonna
in
lie.
the chat that
It's a
don't know,
knockout.
KSI catches Fournier with a great right hand, goes in for the finish, just on the finishing punch, just misses and gets an elbow into the jaw of Fournier.
Forearm.
Fournier goes down, forearm or elbow. I think it's an elbow.
It's a beautiful
1,000
shot
people
right
in
on
the
the
chat think
chin.
it's an elbow, but there you go. WWE finisher. There you go.
Yeah,
Call it
someone
a
even said
WWE
Laurie being
finisher.
paid by KSI.
All I know is that it was a second round knockout.
Stevie's back in the chat. He said, Laurie's mad.
Mate, I'm
I am
telling
a
you,
bit mad,
Laurie.
actually.
Laurie, KSI knocks out Jake Paul, no problem, mate. On the basis of that, mate, he sparks. Jake Paul.
Someone in the chat said boxing is not as good as it used to be. Look, this again, we have to take this with
Bro,
a pinch
that's
of
not
salt.
true.
This isn't proper professional boxing. This is YouTuber boxing, so it's not going to be the same quality. There's going to be probably slightly more entertainment value than there is on a typical boxing show on a random Saturday afternoon, not title
Yeah.
fights. But you know, it's not going to be the quality of professional boxing.
Bro, it's not going to be the quality of amateur boxing, bro. Let's be honest. You can watch the Olympics and get better quality. in
And yes,
terms of-
KSI's won. He's won it second round knockout. That's what they've given. Sorry if that wasn't clear. That's what they've given. So
elbow to the face. You know, real good shot.
Beautiful. I mean, flipping thingy. MVP would have been proud of a shot like that, I tell you.
No cap.
So do you think?
oh, here we go. Here comes Tommy Fury. Here comes
He
Tommy
knocks him
Fury.
out, mate. He knocks Fury out easy, I'm telling you.
Do you know what I like about Tommy Fury as well? Genuinely, I know he's not got the biggest personality, but he doesn't get roped into a lot of this like faking, getting angry. I know he's
guy got lipstick on.
he's not a social media guy. It's who got lipstick on.
He is.
Bro, he's got lipstick on.
Who? Fury? No, he doesn't.
Bro, look at.
Why are you watching a man's
No,
lips? You know what?
what's wrong with
No,
you,
he
bro?
doesn't, man.
No,
He's
it-
cool.
it-
You
it
lot
don't-
all seeing
Bust
it.
up lips.
You lot all see
It don't matter. Tommy Fury's in the ring now shouting. They're having a bit of a shouting match with KSI shouting. Tommy Fury's keeping his cool. And I quite like this from Tommy Fury. He doesn't get roped into a lot of the spectacle. Because he's there as the quote-unquote professional boxer. I know he is a professional boxer. But because he's there as the professional, he
I
doesn't
hope,
have to...
No, I'll tell you
I
why.
hope
It's
KSI brushed his teeth because he's right in the man's grill, man.
probably better for him if he didn't. Nah, but I'll tell you why he doesn't need to get roped into it. It's because his dad does it all for him.
That's a really
His
good
dad
point,
does
yeah.
all the promotion for him.
That's a good point.
Let's be honest though. Like,
Let's be honest, that was a forearm.
If I was Tommy,
They pushed
Oh,
it.
headbutts.
Oh,
Go on,
here we
knock
go.
him out,
Here we
son.
go.
Knock him out. Let's
There we
go.
go.
Where's the
Let's
ref
go.
camera?
Round three.
Where's
round
John
three.
Fury? That's
It's all
what I
just
want to
kicked
know.
off. John Fury's now kicking off.
Where's
John,
John?
John Fury's kicking
Where's
off in the
John
ring.
Fury?
if I was Tommy Fury, I would stick to Misfits. You know, I would stick to Misfits. I would only do Misfits if I was Tommy.
We'll have to
Fury.
have the odd
To
boxing
be
match here
honest,
and there.
he's got good options,
Tommy
hasn't he?
Fury hasn't fought in Misfits yet, though.
But, I mean,
He means stick to influencer
All
boxing.
of these kind of men.
Oh, yeah, a lot more money for him, and he's not going to become
But
a world champ anytime soon.
Exactly.
He'll have to have the odd professional fight here and there against the tin can, so they can keep saying, "I fought a
No,
professional."
I don't
boxer."
think so. I think the only two influencer fights like this that even make any sense for him are KSI and Jake Paul. Once he's fought those, there's not really
Can you
any
imagine
more money in it for him.
KSI's confidence is going to go through the roof?
Yeah.
Second round knockout.
What is
John Fury's fired
John
up. He's
Fury's
ready
just
for a
stalking
fight.
the ring, looking for a problem.
You know, John Fury's big though. I've seen him in
Yeah,
real life
he's a
one
massive
time.
guy,
He
innit?
is a unit, bro.
He's as big as the security
he's
guards.
they're going at it again.
Sales.
John Fury's trying to get close to KSI by acting calm. He's trying to act nice and calm so he can get real up close.
Mate, they shouldn't have cut the cameras. John Fury was going in.
What happens in a Tommy Fury KSI fight?
Excitement.
Well, if KSI lands that forearm on him, he's going the same way. The forearm smash.
A four
Elbow. For
you
those
just
of
said
you
it
who
was
don't
an
know,
elbow.
this is your elbow,
No.
yeah? This. This is not your elbow.
That's the part he hit him with, you nutcase. What are you talking about? Shane, what happens in a KSI Tommy Fury fight?
I have to go with the pro, man. It burns me to say, but I think Tommy Fury wins.
Shane?
Why does that burn you to say?
Because he's the...
Because Tommy
a low
Fury is
level-
rubbish, but
Yeah,
I still have to go with him because he's a pro. You know,
Look, man, I'm always gonna back KSI. You know, like I said, on the big occasion. I mean, he's never failed. He's never failed on the big occasion. KSI can't lose for a reason. Joe Fournier, I thought, was going to put up a tougher test. Didn't really. KSI was having joy. The only thing I would say is, like you said, he keeps his hands down a lot. He wasn't setting anything up with a jab. He was dancing around. He never really respected Fournier. Against Tommy Fury, you saw in the Jake Paul fight, he was just teeing him off with the jab. His reach is ridiculous. He's got those go-go gadget arms. So how KSI fares like that, I think he's going to have to really, really fix up his defensive work if he's going to have any joy. But offensively,
Credit to
he will send
KSI.
Tommy Fury to sleep.
Credit to KSI. Not only has he won, but he's also invented a new punch tonight, the forearm smash.
It was an elbow. Mate, if you hit someone like this, it is an elbow.
Latif in the chat says the panel is biased. I don't see an elbow. He's not seeing it. He's got the same optician as Laurie,
A
apparently.
forearm and they're basically the same
There's a
thing.
guy...
Listen, unless I somewhat mistaken, I always thought your elbow was this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
it's
he hit him
connected here.
That's what he hit
Is
him
this
with.
not your elbow?
No,
That's
he
what he hit
didn't.
him with.
No, he didn't.
That's what
That's
he,
what he hit him
bro.
with. So
Anyway,
you can put your
you know
elbow-
what I can see, right, on a serious note, when Fournier goes back to his dressing room and sees it, he's going to be asking for a rematch.
I thought
saying
that.
that he was fouled.
I thought that as well.
Wait till he gets back to the dressing room. I bet you any money he's going to say,
Oh, he will, of course.
I was in the fight. I took his best shot. He couldn't drop me. He had to. Bit like what Eubank said about Liam Smith, but we all saw what happened, man.
Yeah.
Knockout.
When James was talking, someone in the chat said, this guy is such a troll. And I just have to say, I think it was KS. And I have to say, I've known James for a while. I know him outside of the show. He's being dead serious.
No, I think that troll comment was aimed towards
Oh,
me.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, what, about the elbow?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
well, that means you know you're guilty then. That's a sign of guilt.
No, but listen, I could see where you're coming from, but to me, it looked like a forearm, bro. I'm being honest.
doesn't make a
This is your
difference.
elbow.
Does it make a
He
difference?
hit him right there.
Is that a legal?
I saw like that.
But does it matter?
No, it's come right across. It's come
But
all
does
the way
it
across.
matter?
It's a short elbow.
It's
Is
all
it?
the way across.
Can I ask you a
Anything like that,
question?
you're talking about a 12-6 elbow, which is where you go straight down, which is actually banned in UFC for some reason, even though it's just as lethal as other elbows. If you go like that across, it's still an elbow.
Does it
still
matter if it's an
attached to the
elbow
same
or
part.
forearm?
No, not really.
It's not a. It's not a.
It's not a legal punch.
It's not a legal punch.
Yeah,
bro.
but they're not
We're
going to change the
arguing over-
decision, are they?
No, of course not.
Exactly. Well then, so.
But that's
But
what
we're
you,
here
I
to
don't want
report
question
on what
marks around it,
happened.
so I don't like. I don't like. the fact that
I
there's
hear you,
question
but
marks
it's a
around
bit
it.
like when Eubank said that, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh,
No, but
Chris
you,
Eubank is right. It was an elbow. If you look at it closely,
it
but
doesn't
at the
make
end
a
of the day,
difference. You'd have
it
lost
won't make
anyway.
no difference at all.
No difference because Fournier would have got knocked out. And
You
so
saw
would
in that
Eubank.
the very people go back and watch a fight when you can. The very first punch that KSI landed hurt Fournier, hurt him, and that's after that you saw KSI with his hands down,
dancing.
didn't have any inkling of anything that was coming back from Joe Fournier. Totally confident in his ability to knock the man out, and that's exactly what he did. It's quite impressive, to be honest.
I wasn't, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is, to be fair, this is what we wanted. A steady increase of competition. Again, like I said,
What
a lot
competition? Face tempo is harder than that.
Do you think,
No.
well, it's an increase in quality of competition.
In quality, yeah.
It's an increase in quality of competition. That's whether you think they're good or not, it is better than fighting a
Look at
YouTuber.
this guy here, look.
And now he's gonna go on.
Laurie always backs a black fight. So hang on a minute. So when Salt Papi was fighting Anthony Taylor, who did I want to win?
It's all come full circle. It's all come full
Almost
circle.
2K people in the chat.
Last
Get your
time-
likes
hang on.
on.
Last time I
if it was
checked-
an elbow, get a like on the video.
Last time I checked, Salt Papi's from the Philippines,
Yeah.
and Anthony Taylor looked pretty black to me.
Do you know his grandparents are black? So Papi, is that what it is? You know,
I
that's
don't
what it
know.
is.
You know the maddest thing is, yeah, I can tell Andres is laughing in the back right now.
Ishmael said facts. He added that guy and said facts.
What?
Why I'm laughing is because me and Laurie go back and forth
these
about
guys
this all the time.
More than anything else, I
Even
agree.
Stevie OBG wouldn't say
I
that.
agree with Andrew Green. He said Laurie needs to
Yeah,
split
I
the
was gonna
check
say.
that he got from KSI
Bro,
with the
it
rest of the
was
panel.
like Cashola, mate.
I agree.
This is not your elbow, bro.
He didn't hit him there. He hit
Does
him
it
here.
matter,
It's
bro?
your- Look, feel this.
It's an illegal
Feel
shot.
this,
Oh,
Laurie.
yeah, okay. You could argue it was an illegal
That's the
shot.
point we're making. He
Is this
knocked him
your
out of an
elbow?
illegal
No, but
shot.
what I'm saying, you can argue that all day. Chris Eubank Jr. used the same thing with Liam Smith. Did that
Doesn't
get
matter.
overturned?
Doesn't
No,
matter.
it didn't.
No.
He-
No one's asking for
it's
it.
got-
No,
We're
but I'm just
talking.
saying, let's not make too much about it. 'cause
We're
it's
not
gonna-
making too much.
You are. You keep going on about elbows.
We reported it at the moment it happened, and you immediately said it wasn't an elbow. So we had to.
No, because I saw a forearm.
forearm. Then. Okay.
Is a decision, Shane? You're looking up in the. Is
Bro.
a decision going to get overturned?
No.
No.
So what's the point of going?
You're the
on
one that
about
keeps
it?
bringing up the fact it's a forearm.
I'm not. I haven't said anything. I'm just saying it doesn't
Laurie,
matter.
you're the one that keeps bringing it up saying it's
Okay,
a
I
forearm.
won't mention it
It was
again.
an elbow.
I won't mention it again.
Bruh. That's funny.
He got this because he's black. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Back to order in the room.
I mean, even if it was,
KSI,
he's
Tommy
the
Fury, you go
running it.
Tommy. You go Tommy
Yeah,
Fury.
I'm going Tommy Fury.
KSI, Tommy Fury,
yeah.
you go KSI. KSI,
KSI
Tommy
knocks
Fury,
him out.
Laurie. And don't feel any pressure to back the white fighter. Just be honest.
At this stage, I probably have to lean towards Tommy Fury as the established professional.
Yeah.
I think he covers up, waits for KSI's wild swings to blow out.
Who do you
and
wanna
just
win?
Dismantles him down the stretch.
Who do you want to win?
I don't really care, to be honest.
Fair
KSI, he's Arsenal fan and he knows my brother. Yeah, KSI.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so you can say it's because he's black, but it's not that. Like I said, KSI, my brother on good terms. KSI is an Arsenal fan. We've done stuff with him in the past. KSI.
Yeah, cool. That's
No
true.
cap.
That's a fair
I
one.
think
That's
Tommy
fair.
Fury probably wins. I just think KSI's style, although he's good, he's knocked people out and different things like that. His style is a little bit too unconventional. And so if anybody goes in there with good quality boxing fundamentals, and I know Tommy Fury isn't a high level boxer, but he's got some good basic fundamentals and he should be able to deal with what KSI's got.
Do you want to know the biggest issue with KSI as well? Everything he throws is a money punch. Everything he throws is a money punch. So the problem with that is, as you said, someone with fundamentals, at the end of the day, you've got to rack up points. So if you're not going to get a knockout, money shots don't rack up points. You land a good shot and then you don't land another good shot for another 25 seconds. A dude's going to land 4 or 5 shots in the meantime. Whether they're concussive or not, they rack up points.
Yeah,
That's the problem with
it's going to be really interesting to
KSI.
see his style when he goes into that fight.
Oh,
Does he go explosive and try and KO him, or does he actually respect him a little bit more and try and box?
I think he tries to box on the inside. It's his only shot. The reach of Tommy Fury is ridiculous, and like he said, with him not really setting things up much with his jab and his footwork not being amazing, against a guy like Tommy Fury, it's going to be a long, long day for him unless if he fixes up his defense and his head work.
Yeah, because I
His
don't think
footwork,
I
sorry, his
saw
head movement.
many jabs from KSI.
It wasn't. No, he was like you said. He was going for the money
But
shot.
was that though because he just realised straight away that he had
Potentially,
nothing
yeah.
in front of him?
But
Potentially,
that's the thing. Like,
I don't expect him to fight like that against him.
That's why I'm confident to pick Tommy Fury, because what you've asked him to do, it's like going to a apple tree and expecting pears. I've never seen him show that level of skill before, so why would I expect something from him that he's never shown?
No, but he could easily knock Tommy Fury out. He's explosive enough to
But
knock
you just
Fury
said
out.
he has to display a good inside game and set things up. That's what you just said.
He does. He needs to get
But
inside and make
I've
it
never
rough.
seen him do that before.
He did it against Logan Paul.
It's a big transition of skill to go from where he
Oh,
is now
it's
to
a
go and do that
huge
in one
transition
boxing
of
camp.
skill.
Yeah,
A
in one
huge
camp.
transition of skill. But I think he has the ability to switch Tommy Fury's lights out. I think Tommy Fury will be winning the fight on the cards. The only chance KSI has is to knock him out. And I think, as you've seen, with his explosiveness, when he throws that right hand, the way he's able to cover so much distance so quickly, what we didn't see with Jake Paul in that fight, who had relative success by himself, he wasn't very explosive. He never really looked like he was damaging that much. He was trying to overload on the heavy hooks. KSI can cover that distance like this. And if he catches him, it could be a good night for Tommy.
KSI is very easy to clinch. So when you dive in, Tommy Fury will just hold you and clinch you in. That's what
Tommy Fury.
that's what they do.
Will this be the first time, other than the Logan Paul fight, will this be the first person he's fought who's at Jake Paul fight? Sorry, will this be the first time that KSI's fought someone bigger and stronger than him?
Oh no, KSI Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Probably.
Tommy's bigger and stronger than him. So
He certainly
Joe
looked bigger
Fournier.
tonight.
Joe Fournier's
Joe Fournier's
bigger.
smaller. No, smaller.
Why did man say Joe Fournier? The same Joe Fournier that's fought there. Now, come on.
He's
bro.
not
Next
stronger
thing.
than him.
Say
no.
next
But what
thing.
you have to remember, what you have
It's
to
a
remember,
Logan
I
Bull
did
fight,
touch on this in the DR Boxing Weekly show, is that Joe Fournier is a light heavyweight mostly, isn't he? Whereas KSI fights as a cruiserweight.
Yeah, so he's
does Tommy
bigger.
Fury jumps between light heavy and I think Tommy Fury's
Fury's-
light heavyweight, isn't it?
Tommy Fury
Or is he a
only
cruiser?
when he was fighting pros, he was fighting at 175, which is like heavyweight. When he moves and fought Logan, that was at 185.
Jake.
So,
And
Jake, sorry.
it's Louis from New Zealand. Thank you for the super chat. Get your super chats in as well, guys. Great question. Fantastic question. I think this is directed at Laurie. Was this an MMA fight? I'm confused.
My answer to you, my friend, first, thanks for the super chat. However, reference Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. Chris Eubank Jr. used the same patter. It was an elbow. Did they overturn the decision? No. Will they overturn tonight's decision? No.
So if I've got a fighter damaged and I can't quite land a punch, I might as well elbow him.
I didn't say that. I just said that the
fair
decision
enough.
won't be overturned.
From Midget YT, we've all been talking about KSI.
Is that my channel?
Your words, not mine. We've all been talking about KSI. Joe Fournier, ex-professional boxer.
Ex-professional.
What do you mean ex-professional? He's still professional.
Okay, professional boxer. Are we
Maybe
a
not
bit
after that
disappointed and underwhelmed with his performance?
No,
No.
I
I'm
said,
not.
We said all along, if you listen to us, apparently we don't know what we're talking about. We all said KSI, we said easy work. You saw it was easy. Okay, you can argue whether the punch was illegal or not, but even so, take that out of the equation. He got badly hurt seconds before. In fact, he got hurt with the
in
very
the first
punch
20
of the
seconds,
fight.
yeah.
Then he got badly rocked with a big right hand halfway through the second round, and then of course he got finished off with the elbow stroke, forearm, whatever you want to say.
And someone makes a really
But
good
I think-
point in the chat as well. So go ahead.
I think the point, we've seen enough to know that if they fought 20 times, KSI would win 20 times, and he'd probably win all 20
By
inside the
knockout.
distance.
I think a good point as well to what Laurie's saying is someone said in the chat he walked into the elbow by trying to clinch. It's his own fault because he was damaged.
It wasn't a deliberate elbow.
wasn't a
though, was it?
deliberate
He
elbow.
was trying to
Point
parry
they're trying to
out.
make.
He was trying to
It
parry out.
isn't
You
a
can
deliberate elbow.
listen. I'm sure when Fournier goes back to his dressing room and he's got his lackeys in there saying, "Oh, you do realise it was an elbow," and he says, "Show me," and then they show it to him. Then he's probably going to start asking for a rematch. Now, hang on. If I'm KSI, I'll give him the rematch and do it in a round this time.
Nah, he
Do you
won't.
know what this reminds me of? You know when Tyson Fury knocked out Dylan White and he said he pushed me?
Which, yeah, he did push him, but come on, man. This is what I'm saying, bro. It's not going to get overturned. Chris Eubank Jr., go watch the fight. To this very day, Chris Eubank Jr. is
this
saying...
day?
Yeah. To this very day, Chris Eubank... Isn't he? Am I lying?
Yeah, right, yeah,
He's
fair
saying that it was
point.
an elbow, they should overturn it.
But that's
Hell
what you're
no.
going to do. That's what you're going to do.
Exactly.
When
So
you're on the
I'm
receiving end
expecting
of it.
Joe Fournier to do the exact same thing. He's going to demand a rematch.
But
And
it's
then
not
guess
gonna
what?
happen.
If I'm KSI, I'll say, you know what? Let's
No,
do
you
the
don't
rematch.
do that because the
light
money is
work.
there now. He's not going to want to do it when he
the
can fight Tommy
fight.
Fury.
Yeah, take the Tommy
now.
Fury fight, and the
And
Joe
then fight
Fournier
Jake.
fight will always be there afterwards if anything happens.
Fournier will be
Bro,
sitting
who
there
even
waiting for
wants
it.
to see that
or
Joe
you go
Fournier
for the
fight?
Anthony Taylor fight, who actually, I want your thoughts on this one, Laurie. He was given Fighter of the Night.
Who?
Fighter of the Night was given to Anthony Taylor.
Ahead of Deji.
Ahead of Deji, ahead of KSI.
No, I agree with that. Shall I tell you why?
Fighter of the
Because it
Night.
was such a big upset that he deserves it.
Nah,
He did
bro.
win that last round. Of the 3 rounds, he won the last round clearly.
For me, Deji fight of the night for me.
What, because he had more defense?
Yeah, but he wasn't against the...
Straight up.
Because he was doing the shoulder roll.
Bro, I like skills in it, and he just displayed the most skills.
No, but to be fair to, was it Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor?
Yeah.
That was the upset of the night.
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
Had
that's
me
mad.
looking
Although
silly.
KSI, the way he got him out there very quickly was
Because I
extremely
honestly
impressive.
expected Salt Papi to smoke him. I really did. So it just goes to show how wrong
Man, like-
even people like me can be sometimes.
Even people like you. Dave Brown said, "Why didn't they show the KSI knockout on replay?"
They did.
I don't.
They did show it.
They did multiple times. That's how I knew it was an elbow.
There you go.
Look at this. This was the fight right here. Boogie versus Wings of Redemption.
I enjoyed the Paige Cakey fight.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I enjoyed that.
Drink some more of that water. You're thirsty.
That's what
Get
I'm
on it.
saying, bro. We need to get a prime sponsor. No, so we can get some drinks.
Mate, we need to get a steak sponsor. Is what we need.
A what?
Steak.
And plus
You don't know
Anthony
what steak
Taylor
is?
with his.
STAKE.
Yeah.
Do you think he might have got in Salt Papi's head a little bit with all them silly antics?
I don't think so. No.
No, he just fought a good fight, man. He had the energy.
Well,
He's a crafty little bugger.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Someone in chat said Tennessee Fresh won in it. Nope. She lost. Paige Cakey won, right?
Yeah, Paige.
Yeah, Paige Cakey won.
How did all the millions of people not see it was an elbow? Everyone saw it was an elbow, Dave.
Except me.
Except
Yeah, Laurie's suffering.
Look, there you go. Look, there you go. Beautiful shot,
Some
though.
Early signs of
Mate, that is
what's it called?
Anderson
Punch
Silva-esque.
CTE.
Yeah.
Someone said, I don't think Joe Fournier is bad. KSI is just a really awkward fighter.
Who's an awkward fighter, sorry?
KSI. And he said, don't think Joe Fournier was that bad.
No,
do
KSI
you know-
is just too quick, too strong,
The
too
most
powerful.
revealing thing of the night was James Toon officially calling out expressions on the show.
You called it out for me. You said, would you
You
fight
said you
him?
could beat
You could
him.
have said no.
Of course
You
I
said you could beat
Of
him.
course I backed myself to beat him. Yeah.
You could have just said no. You could have said no.
No, why would I?
You could have said,
of course
"Oh, I
I'd
don't
take
wanna
that fight,
fight him."
man.
Fair
Why
enough.
wouldn't I? It's fun.
You were the one that said it.
Yeah, of course. It would be good fun. Why not? I don't think he'd want to. He doesn't even know who I am. I don't think he'd want to, but I think it'd be a good fight.
We can use you as sparring for a bigger
You mean
fight.
sparring, mate? You wouldn't want to spar me. I'm too lethal.
He might
mate. I'd
do.
knock
He might
you
pull
out,
his little
Shane.
Floyd move and say, "How many losses have you got?"
Does expressions? Does he fight?
Why are you asking me? Ask him.
Because you're his friend.
Yeah, but I'm not him. Talk to him.
Yeah,
not to
but
the
I
best of
want to
my-
know. You
What?
would know. Does he fight? Does he
What,
train?
competitively? Does he fight on
Does
the
he
street? What do
train?
you
Does he
mean?
box? Does he
No.
train?
I know Rance.
So he's
can
never
fight.
trained?
Rance can box.
I don't,
I've
bro,
seen
I'm
Rance
I'm not there for every moment of his life.
Well, you would know if your friend boxes.
He
wouldn't
doesn't.
you?
He doesn't box.
doesn't
He
box.
No, there you go.
There you go.
Trying to be cryptic. Simple
alright.
question.
I don't know.
He'll still knock you out though. If I'm training you, you win, but he will still knock you out.
Nah, man.
you won't
I've got
train
a
either one of them?
titanium chin.
No, because Expression's a good friend of mine, so I wouldn't do that. And
Fair
James is a mate of mine as well. But not Expression's longer, but they're both friends of mine, so I want to stay neutral. I'll watch. But,
You could be the ref.
No, I wouldn't even want to be the ref. But just make sure you sharpen your elbows before you.
Someone said Fury isn't that good. He's technically smart, but he ain't got that dog in him.
I don't
How-
think
how much-
he doesn't need it against. He doesn't need it against KSI.
I don't know. He was quite aggressive against Jake Paul. He made that fight. He had Jake Paul backing up for the majority of that fight. So
Expressions would make him laugh and then knock him out in the meantime. To be fair, he is pretty funny, so probably hit me
Am I
with
right
one
in
his
saying that?
one-liners.
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
I mean, there was some like.
Tommy Fury was really impressive in that Jake Paul fight.
Was he
Him was
impressive?
really
or
impressive.
Jake Paul was just.
My thoughts on Tommy Fury were like zero.
Oh, fair
before
enough.
that. Like I just
Fair
didn't rate him at
Yeah,
all.
but you probably overrated Jake Paul based on those little
Probably both,
one-round
yeah.
blowouts.
No,
of
that's
those
both, yeah.
MMA
One-round
fights.
blowouts. Anderson Silva took him 7-8 rounds.
Yeah, no, I mean like was it Ben
Woodley.
Ben,
Tyron Woodley took him.
No, what was
to
the
seventh round
hapless
swing
white
vote.
guy that he knocked out?
Oh,
With a
Ben
curly
Askren.
hair guy. Ben
Askren.
Askren, yeah.
Yeah, but that was never going to be a fight, man. Ben Askren's a wrestler. Ben Askren can't punch.
What,
Did you ever see in the lead up to that fight Ben Askren doing the pads?
Yeah.
Oh man, that
Someone
was
said
joke.
Jack of all trades said KSI shouldn't go for Tommy Fury straight away. Hope he doesn't. Tommy.
I don't
could-
think he should go for Tommy. He's not
Tommy-
ready for Tommy Fury.
He should fight Jake Paul
Tommy
next.
could smoke Fournier with that performance.
Yeah, Tommy Fury would smoke.
Put him in a
He
cigar.
should fight Jake Paul next.
The difficulty is
KSI.
like James alluded to before, it's the business side of things. I think from a technical perspective, you're right. It goes Jake Paul and then Tommy Fury.
They're
But from
going to
a money
fight because the way
perspective-
they were facing off like that in the ring. That,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Because
don't-
KSI wants the Jake Paul fight, but Jake Paul's ducking it, so he's going to have to fight Tommy Fury instead.
Is there a, I don't know, Misfits boxing like you do, but is there a gap between KSI and whether KSI Jake Paul level and Tommy Fury? Is there a gap between there? Is there fighters that fall in between that gap or fall in
No,
between
Jake
that
Paul was the best. KSI, it's between KSI and
Idris
Jake
Virgo?
Paul. Idris Virgo doesn't count. He's a professional who's jumped
But
into the
Tommy
scene.
Fury's a professional who jumped into the scene. Why
Exactly.
Does
So
that not,
what does
Pineda.
KSI
My
fight
point
in
is,
then?
I don't classify Idris Virgo in the class of a KSI.
I don't think that's what he was.
No.
That's not what he's asking.
I'm
He's
saying
asking
that
skill-wise, who bridges that gap?
Who bridges that gap?
Well, Idris Virgo will probably be the bridge of the gap.
Okay, so then why
But
doesn't KSI fight
He
Idris
trains
Virgo?
with
Because
Idris
he's-
Virgo. They
yeah.
train in the same camp. They're both under the same London Shoot Fighters. So.
That shouldn't make a difference.
I also think that shouldn't make a
But
difference.
Idris Virgo, no disrespect to the guy, but
And
he
the
won't
money
get
isn't
the
there.
numbers that
Yeah, the
these
money
guys
ain't
will
there.
get.
Oh, okay, he's not a celebrity level. Okay, that's the problem. It's the
That-
Venn
that- that's
diagram.
the answer.
That makes more
That's the
sense. Yeah, you
answer.
man giving some political ass answers.
Literally.
Okay, cool.
At the end of the day, it's show business as well.
Like technically, Idris Virgo should be fighting Tommy Fury, but the numbers say KSI versus Tommy
Yeah.
Fury is the fight to make.
I think Tommy needs to lose some weight though. He's looking a bit full round the
Oh,
belly
he is.
there.
Yeah, he made a video with Eddie Hall where he was eating like 20,000 calories in a day, and he was going mad.
Yeah,
But-
he looked like he's got a shift. I
He's
don't know
one of
when that
those
fight.
Paddy
Mind you,
Pimblett
when will
guys.
that fight be? September.
God knows.
You'd have a long
for
time
now,
to have
anyway.
camp.
But fair play to KSI, man. I mean, you know, he promoted the show. He did his thing. He got the knockout in the second round.
And he closed the
He
show.
made it look very easy. I mean,
How much do you reckon you got paid for this?
Oh, millions.
Not a lot. He puts all his money back into it. He said he doesn't really want to make money off the whole Misfits thing because he makes
Sure.
enough money out of it. Guy's got like Prime's making.
He seems like
Prime's
a
like a
decent guy.
multi-billionaire
That sounds
business.
like a tax write-off there. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, by all accounts, and my brother told me this as well. He's a very decent man. He said some stupid things in the past, and notably the thing he said about Asians, which he apologised for. That was ridiculous.
I
But
didn't even
from
hear
what
about that
I've
film.
From what people tell me, what my brother told me, and one or two other people that know him well said that he's a very decent guy. So yeah, fair play
That's
to him,
nice.
man. I mean, listen, millions will be watching that tonight. The place was sold out, and they got their value for money, didn't they?
Oh yeah, got a big
So
knockout.
the old forearm smash. So, and let's and like
I
I
can't
said,
believe people. I'm not. Sorry.
no, but I
Could you
don't.
see yourself paying for that, Laurie? Me asking you that personally. Could you see yourself paying $20 or £20, whatever currency it was?
We just did.
I mean, I personally didn't. Would you
I would, yeah.
Would you?
I'll tell you why. Because, like I said right at the start of the show, Shane, I've learned to differentiate between Misfits boxing and regular boxing.
I hear
Regular boxing, that's my first love. Remember back in the day, you used to see things like Prize Fighter and all
Yeah.
that. I went to some of them shows at York Hall, Prize Fighter. I even had a friend who boxed in one of them. So you have to understand it for what it's a bit like cricket. You got 20-20 cricket, and then you got Test match cricket. Me, I like Test match cricket.
Same.
I can't watch
Same.
Test cricket.
I can watch
Yeah,
both.
and
I can
that's
watch
what
both.
like with this in the office.
No,
in the
that's
lead
not
up to this
true.
week.
That's not true.
In
Because
the-
I'll give you a better
in our
answer.
office,
Go
right?
on.
I'll just give you a quick example. In our office, the AFTV guys, they were all talking about tonight. Next week, when Lomachenko and Haney fight, you'll be lucky if one, probably Robbie, who might be the only one to mention. All the other guys, Cecil, James, Turkish, all them, man, they'll be chatting about Misfits boxing. They
I
won't be
hear you.
talking about-
Even away from that, right? We see YouTube teams go and sell out for their charity games and what's the thing that man do? Soccer Aid,
Yeah.
and different things
Wembley
like that.
Cup.
That's how I would watch it, or them YouTube man that sell out the Wembley Arena for a game for charity or whatever. That's how I would view this.
would you pay for this?
On a night out, you would. You
I
would.
mean, I might do that because now I'm trying to do YouTube and trying to cover more stuff. So now I've got more incentive to cover it and to pay for it more than just my own personal enjoyment. Do you know what I mean? But you can't look at this and expect top
I'm
quality.
not
Like I'm not.
expecting.
I'm just. Hear
I'm
what I'm
just
saying?
saying.
You're not going to watch some of the football YouTubers and the Sunday League football teams and expect the quality that you're going to get from Arsenal, Man United. That's just not what you're going
Of
to
course.
get. Now we
All
happen.
right, let
do you know
me
what I mean? Like-
reframe the question. If I came to you, Nick, and I said, "Yo, Nick, got a couple of tickets for KSI's fight against Tommy Fury in September.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fancy it?" You're probably going to say yes, aren't you? Depends on how much it is, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
If it was free, 100%.
No, I didn't say it was free. I'm saying as a night out entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not because it's not just the fight as well. It's the
Again,
whole
you're
event.
taking it too serious.
I'm
bro.
not taking it. I just asked.
No, but
question.
you are like, anyway, it's up to you, of course, it's your thing, but
So
what I'm
someone-
saying is,
Go on.
I've learned to differentiate between the
It's
two.
not just the fighting. You get the whole event. You get the ring walks. You get the entertainment. You get the pyro. It's just a
Carnivore
party. It's just a good time,
Carnivore
man.
said, "I've done amateur boxing for years. Thank you for the comment, by the way, and I love it. And I don't care about professional boxing at all because I know too much of the doping, match fixing, and corruption.
Yeah, that's a good
Do you know what I mean? And that's, you know, like I said to you before, a lot of traditional boxing. People love boxing. When there's a big title fight, people love boxing. They like to talk about the boxing, like to see big knockouts, etc. But a lot of the things that traditional boxing does, like Carnivore said, puts people off.
I'm not
Well,
disagreeing.
the big
with
thing
that.
is traditional boxing. You don't get these big fights that you want to see. There's too much politics in it. There's too many promotions that stop these big fights from happening. In this, at least you're seeing KSI versus Tommy Fury, two of the biggest names in it. You're getting the big fights.
And you're going to know, even if you're not a big fan of everyone, you're more likely to know everyone on the undercard.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. How they run the card is definitely better. But I'm not saying that you guys are wrong for that. I'm just saying personally,
Well, that is your right. That is your right.
That's what I'm saying. I just personally don't like when you're talking about it being entertaining. I mean,
and I'm saying to you, what you're saying there, that's exactly how I used to think. But what I said over time, I learned to differentiate between the two. Now I look at it as two distinct entities: Misfits boxing, YouTube boxing, and regular proper boxing. They're not the same thing.
I hear you. I mean, there has to be a level of value for money. And
but this does give you value for money.
It's definitely entertainment value,
that's
not boxing value.
subjective. Me personally, I don't think it is.
Most
All right, what would you rather have watched then? Okay, let me play devil's advocate.
What would I rather pay for? That's what you said.
No. Stop the paying thing. What would you rather have watched? KSI versus Joe Fournier tonight, or Lawrence Okoli versus David Light? Be honest.
Guys,
The fact
that you even
the
started
fact
is
that
a
you
big
think about
telltale
it
sign.
tells me.
That's that. Yeah.
If they were both fighting in my back garden, I'll
Joshua Buatsi, right?
Close the curtains.
Joshua Buatsi, as I love the
Just
guy, I
watch
think
the
he's
fight.
a very good fighter. It was a snore fest the other
You
day.
have horrible fight.
Exactly.
Horrible fight.
What
And-
you saw tonight gave you more entertainment than
But
that.
this is the thing. I am very fair. I ridiculed that fight. I absolutely ridiculed that fight because it was horrible. When I watched Deji fight, I was actually entertained by that. I'm not even going to lie.
You've answered the
There you
question
go.
yourself then.
There you go.
You know what I
There
mean?
you go. Exactly. So you'd rather watch KSI versus Joe Fournier?
I didn't
We get
find
it.
KSI
You're a
versus
closet
Joe Fournier
Misfit
entertaining.
That happens in normal boxing where there's an undercard fight that's more entertaining than the main.
That's why I asked that question. To me, I prefer Deji's fight.
Cool.
Than
So then going forwards, you might see, if you were just at home as a punter, you might see the next KSI fight and go, nah, no thanks. And then you might see Deji and go, oh, actually, Deji's on the undercard. I'll take a look at that.
Potentially.
There you go.
Potentially. I'm just going by what I actually saw. I'm not going by a premeditated
I mean,
opinion.
I must admit, some of the excesses, like no disrespect, but the two big guys at the start of the show, I don't really go for that.
Yep.
Some of the girls, their behaviour, throwing fishes at weigh-ins and all that type of stuff, it's not for me. It's a bit clownish.
But it's entertaining, man. That thing at
Well,
the
I
start.
didn't find
the
that
two-
entertaining. I
No,
found
but
that-
in terms of the
I found that
audience,
corny.
the
I
two
found that
people at the
corny.
beginning that lost all those weight, Boogie 298, Wings of Redemption, they've been around on the platform since like
Yeah, right.
2009, 2010.
That's scraping the
So-
barrel for me, bro.
No, but they've been around on the platform since.
But when you say
when it first
they've
started.
been around on the platform, who cares?
The audience care because it's targeted towards a YouTube audience. And they want to see it. They want to see people
you
that
wanna
they
see it?
care about. Yeah, I wanted to.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't have. I was driving, mate. I was driving. You know, I
You
can't
put it
watch
on your
and
phone?
drive.
You can put it
When
on.
you get home
While I was
tonight,
driving, mate, I'm
listen
not
to
going to break the
audio.
law.
Hey, when you get home
I'm gonna
tonight, you're
break
going to
the
go
law.
look it up on
Yeah,
YouTube
I'm gonna
and watch
look
it.
up
Lies,
Boogie
lies.
versus
You
Wings
are,
of Redemption.
it's sad
Lie you
still.
telling, man.
I hope
Nah,
that-
man, and they lost, and it motivates people to lose weight. He lost like 200 pounds before that fight.
Mind you,
It's
it's
fine.
patronising for me to tell you what you find entertaining. Me personally,
No, I'm not.
I
I'm
didn't
not
find
again,
it
I'm not
entertaining.
looking at that like, oh bloody hell, what a technical boxing.
No, I didn't say
masterpiece,
that.
but
Did
it
you
just
find it
wasn't-
entertaining? Them two guys. I thought that was
I'm not
quite
saying
sad.
the fight's
actually.
entertaining, but I like the guy.
problem
I
is-
know Boogie from back
One
in
of
the
them
day.
man could have
so
dead in there.
I want to see the guy do the business, man.
The thing
Bro,
is,
why are you laughing?
the thing is,
Bro,
what
You saw how
not
that's a
serious.
lot of pressure on them man's heart, you know.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm fit on the promotional side of things. I'm 50-50, and as much as in traditional boxing, when we see Derek Chisora throw a table and all that kind of stuff,
Spit in man's face,
spitting
yeah.
in man's face, and all that kind of
Kissing man
sometimes
everywhere,
it goes, sometimes it goes too far, and obviously what everyone thinks is entertaining is going to be subjective, both in the build-up and in the boxing. There's only so many times I can watch KSI go up to someone, have a chat, and then push each other, and you know it's all pretty staged,
yeah.
and you know, even if it's not staged fully, it's generally scripted where you know that this is the part where you, all right, lads, go out and sell this fight. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone comes out of the ring and puts their arm around each other's shoulder, and it is almost like boxing with kiddie gloves, because we know that all the guys that we saw fight tonight,
Kiddie gloves.
Listen to what I'm saying. All the guys and girls that I saw fought. I'm about to. You're interrupting me. Everybody that was. Everybody that
Listen
was.
to the voice of reason.
Everybody that fought tonight left the ring and they put their hand around each other and gave each other a hug. Whereas we know more man in boxing.
No, I don't think Fournier did. He was still. He was still
I didn't see Fournier. He was still asleep. He did pick a nice spot on the canvas. But everybody in real boxing, there are more people that you know. These men genuinely don't like each other.
Facts.
Wouldn't chat to each other in the street. Wouldn't care. So there's a little bit maybe more jeopardy. But apart from that. Do you know what I mean? Like, apart from the promotional side of things, I can see some entertainment value.
Overall, did you find it entertaining, Shane? We're wrapping up now.
I would say 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. I know, James, you're all for this.
I thought it was a good event. I thought it was a good event. Saw a few big scraps in there. It was good fun.
I did find it entertaining. I was happy to be proved wrong. I got the Salt Papi thing completely wrong. Shout out to Anthony Taylor. I called him a clown. He you know what I mean? He did like that to me.
The live stream was more entertaining though. This live stream here was more entertaining.
You got to like and subscribe for more.
Tune in, mate. Make sure you're here next week for Haney
So shall I
Loma.
wrap up? Or
Haney Loma next week.
Okay, people, listen, thank you very much for watching another DR sports production, namely DR Boxing. I think we can all say we had a very fun, entertaining night. Even though Shane gave it 5 out of 10.
I like the vibe in it, so it's calm. I'm here for the vibes.
We'll be back next week for the big fight, regular boxing this time, undisputed lightweight championships on the line. Devin the Dream Haney from America taking on Vasil Lomachenko next week. That's a massive fight in the early hours of the morning. Don't forget the DR Boxing weekly show in the week. We will be talking about the fights we watched tonight. Was it a forearm? Was it an elbow? And all the rest of that stuff. And we'll be previewing the Loma and Haney fight and our news items. So keep it locked on DR Sports Boxing, guys. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe. We're out. See you in the week.
Competition time again, and here is a chance to win a brand new PS5. All you got to do is subscribe to On Track GP on YouTube.
Also follow us on Instagram at OnTrackGP. Make sure you like the competition post. It's pinned on Instagram as well.
You can win yourself this right now. What are you waiting for?
Can I enter? Or can I have a go?
No.